Well, hello everyone, and good evening. We have some new people joining us, as some of our other players haven't been able to regularly make it, so joining in with them now.
The city or no?
Don't.
I don't think you do. So if you need to know what any of the buildings are, you can ping on the map too. If you hold your cursor over a place on the map and just kind of hold there you go. So if you ever need to draw my attention to a certain part of the map, just do that and I'll know. You can say, "Hey, what is this building?" or, give or take. But this is sort of your guys' base. Just so you know, it's on the same island as Absalom, which is the biggest city in Galarian. So,
I got a question.
what
Down
is
in the
that?
water near the docks, and I'll do that ping thing right there.
Yeah.
How deep is that?
Well, that is a hell of a question. It's probably several, at least 80 to 100 feet deep there. And when it gets to the darker
20,000
water,
leagues.
it's 20,000 leagues. That's right.
Could so a dragon could fit under there?
Possibly. You guys gonna ask oh, you guys aren't even on this map. Are you seeing this map? I don't even have your minis out here. Obviously, you're seeing the map, or you wouldn't have been able to point and click. But let me pull you guys tokens onto these maps. So, and I'm gonna delete Roz. There we go. But yeah, so this is the city where you're based. I can try to find a world map if you guys ever want. I mean, you've seen the world map from my Kingmaker game. You guys are way away from where the Kingmaker campaign is.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is Tim, by the way. Crazy Tim is here.
Well,
So
hello.
Lindsay's gonna be
Hello.
too busy to chase me down. Just kidding.
What's that about? Chase you down?
Oh, I said Lindsay's gonna be too busy to chase me down.
Right. Well, you guys are much further south, and I believe you might be a little to the west of the River Kingdoms. Like I said, the Absalom is on an island, and it's called the island of Kortos. So you are in a small town on the same island. So it'd be like you're on Long Island. Think of New York City as Absalom. You're like somewhere out on Long Island. On a little city. So there is a big city if you guys ever really get a lot of money and need to go shopping in Absalom and Otari. The name of this city doesn't have what you need. You could go to Absalom, but it's about a day's. I think it's about a day's ride from here. I mean, it's not that close. It's 20,
Can't
30
we
miles. Go ahead.
just can we use the town portal like in Diablo?
Nope, this is not Diablo.
Oh,
But
And I
a
just want you.
wonderful try.
Tim does have the old open mic going on, but that's because Tim is our resident streamer. So,
I am the
Oh, yeah.
resident streamer.
and you guys know, I don't know if you know this, but in Discord, every person has their own volume control. So if someone's loud or annoying to you because of an open mic, for instance, you can just turn the user volume down, and then they won't be as loud.
You notice he said that directly after talking about me, right?
Yeah.
is there a way to just mute you when you say something we don't like? Oh, I didn't hear you. I'm still alive.
You can absolutely mute someone, including me, by just clicking on mute. But what's really cool is I have a couple of extra buttons called
Uh-oh.
server mute and server deafen. And I can actually make it to where nobody on the server can ever hear you again. So just something to remember when you think about muting me.
And
Not gonna.
by the way, muting him will not save you. He will still maliciously kill, maim, and everything else as much as he can.
Yeah, Tim seems to think I take perverse pleasure from it. I really don't, because a DM never wants to TPK a group, no matter how bad you think we do, because then that means we have to help you roll up and go through the whole character creation. So TPK is never a DM's goal unless they're just an utter asshole. And there are DMs that are assholes, but I would like to think I'm not
Yeah.
one of them.
I don't think you are so far.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that's true. You guys have played with me for a while. So
So
Tim,
is the goal to make us wish we were TPK'd instead?
No, but I will tell you, and Tim will back me up. This has been a very rough campaign. I mean, this is totally different than Kingmaker. It's not sandbox. Well, it is kind of sandbox. I mean, you guys get to choose where you go, but you're exploring a very big dungeon, and it's a dungeon crawl. So, and whenever you need to get out of the dungeon, you can come back to town and rest in town. But most of the adventure set in the dungeon. You know for sure the dungeon at least has 3 or 4 levels, and you suspect it goes much deeper than that. So far, they're on level 3, but they're almost done with the 3rd level.
So
And I'll let Tim talk about the rest.
I'll
Go
say,
ahead,
and
go ahead, David.
yes, this has been a little bit of a rough campaign, and it's because Chuck has made us install a module that does not allow you to roll above a 10. But he always rolls anywhere from 18 to 20, so...
David, what were you going to say before Tim maliciously lied?
I don't know.
Maybe it wasn't you, maybe it was Jeffrey, or maybe it was Tim. But Tim, I'm going to let either you or Mike or both of you. I don't know if Mike's back yet. I think I heard someone enter the room.
I think so. Can you hear me?
Yep, I
We
can hear
can.
you. I'm going to let you two tell them kind of the storyline of, I basically just said you guys were asked by, you guys have a common, I won't say patron because she didn't hire you to do this, but you all kind of knew someone in common. And through your friendship with her, she kind of introduced you all to each other. And then she's the one who kind of pointed you in the direction of this place. And her name is Rin Savini. And let me share her picture. I don't want to open her token. I want to share her picture. Where the hell? That's not it either. I got to remember how to share a picture. Here we go. She is a tiefling, and you might be interested to know, David, that she worships and I don't know, you may have already, did you read the player's guide? Because she's in the player's guide.
Not the whole thing, no.
But she worships the cosmic caravan.
Okay.
So,
well, I do. She's part of my background.
Okay, yeah, some of the backgrounds are connected to
Stargazer.
people. Yep, that's right. So she's the one who she actually healed some diseases last game. You guys have had a lot of bad luck with diseases and poisons and stuff, but that's kind of the way the low level game works. But she's the one who pointed you in the direction. I will let Tim and Mike kind of give you what has happened so far and what you guys have discovered and stuff. So
I'm sorry, what was her name?
her name is Rin, Wrin. And her last name is Sivanixi, or Sivanixol. It's Sivinxi. And she, like I said, she's a tiefling elf. So half fiend elf, basically. And you guys can take your own journal notes, I believe. I don't think you guys have the journal in the upper right corner, but if you look on the left side of your screen, you should have something that looks sort of like a bookmark, and it's about halfway down the side. If you click on that, you'll see a create map note. You can create, I don't know, do you guys have that? I don't want to say you have it and then you don't have it.
We have the option, but it doesn't do anything when we click it.
All right, so maybe you can't make your own journal entries.
I found the journal entry in the upper right, and
Yeah, I did too.
it seems to be
Okay.
working for me.
But yeah,
Okay, so
through up there, you absolutely can create your own journal entry.
Correct, and that's where all my notes are too. But you don't have access to my stuff, the DM stuff. But I don't know, Mike, Tim, do you guys? Number one, we got to figure out how they come into the group. This party literally was just in town, I think, in the middle of the last game. But then didn't you guys go back down, and that's when you had the encounter with the wood golem that kicked your ass.
I'm trying to think if the wood golem was the last game. I thought the wood golem was 2 games ago.
No, the last.
Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe I'm
Let me look at my
mixing that up
notes.
with our
Yeah,
other game.
the game ended with
Hey,
you
Alos,
in
good evening to
234
you.
right after. Oh, you opened up a room and we're about to go into an encounter and we ended the game on a cliffhanger.
Mhm.
So the easiest way to bring them in, and it's the cheesiest way to bring them in, is just to say, last time, go back in time a little bit, say last time you were in town, Roz decided that, she's been getting her ass kicked too much and this just isn't the life for her. So she leaves town along with Jax's character and Rob's character or whatever. And you guys are like, oh man, there's only 3 of us now. And then Ren comes to the rescue once again and says, hey, well, I've got 2 more names on my list of potential people that would probably work really well in your group. And we can assume they've already joined your group, in which case, if you guys want to do introductions, we can pretend we're back in time and they can do it. And then we can fast forward to the dungeon and we'll just assume they were with you the whole time. Or we can, have you find them in the dungeon. But the reason I hate that is because that means the game starts, they're not immediately there. They have to wait until I get to a good point to bring them into the game. So, and then I have to come up with a logical reason why the 2 of them are wandering around the dungeon. So it's up to you guys how you want to do it.
I mean, I'll be honest, I'm okay with using the, when we went back to town, Roz found out that she was pregnant. She wasn't sure whether Jax or Rob was the father. So they all 3 went off together and left the party. We said, oh, crap. And so Roz found us people.
Well, we don't want...
Ren found us people.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell Sarah you said that about her character. I'm sure she'll love that. Because the irony is now that Sarah's coming back to town, she might actually join one of my actual tabletop groups. So David and Jeffrey may get to meet Sarah very soon because she may be joining the Kingmaker group. Who knows? But yeah, she hates VTT, and so she left the group. So anyway, you guys can introduce yourselves. You can kind of give them the backstory. I'm going to shut up for at least 5 minutes and let you guys talk.
Are you capable of that, Chuck?
It's very
Mike, would
hard.
you like to start?
I'm surprised Deb didn't say anything.
No, why don't you go ahead and start, Tim? I'm restarting my computer.
All right. Well, hello. My name is Gimba. I am a swashbuckler. I'm also a catfolk. So, I'm very acrobatic. I move around a lot. I roll around a lot, jumping around and all that stuff to, get myself into good positions and really be able to get myself to where I can, support the party, through that. I am a 2-weapon fighter. However, I'm strength, it would be strength based for all of my weapons, and I have a +0 to my strength. So needless to say, I don't do as much damage as I would like to do, but I am kind of our our resident, I don't know if I want to say cut up, jumping around, doing all sorts of stuff, and really just kind of having fun, that way. Again, I used to be my class is a swashbuckler, used to, sail, used to do some of that stuff, but I'm a catfolk, and I found that, the water life was really not for me. And so instead, I have become an adventurer. As parts of my background is actually that I was, an undercover spy for the Shield Marshals, and so I'm well versed in kind of the underground and working through some of that stuff. But it got to the point where I wasn't going to live long, and I wanted my 9 lives to last as well as they could. And so I chose another life for myself. And again, my name is Gimba.
Gimboth.
Gimboth is definitely the one you'll see bouncing and jumping all over the battlefield, as any cat is wont to do.
He is a cat, yes.
I am Skushni. This is Mike's third character in this campaign, I think.
Oh, God. You didn't have to say that.
TPK. Sorry.
No, we never had a TPK. And I am an alchemist medic. I create potions and throw bombs, and basically try to stay out of melee combat when possible. I have been known to fall under the confusion of a gibbering mouther and throw bombs at my teammates because they're closer. So, everybody kind of is wary of that. I am a Shishk, which is an underground dwelling person, and grew up with the dwarves and my own people as neighbors. And I am a knowledge hoarder, basically. Money means very little, but knowledge is everything. Money is just a means of getting my supplies.
Yes.
I'll go next. My character's name is Brumtava. I don't really have a very strong backstory sussed out yet, but I have a fascination with the stars, and I'm pretty young. And then when I somehow found my way to Otari here and befriended I forgot her name already.
Ren.
Strixie?
Ren. Is it Ren? Yeah, Ren.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And basically with her guidance kind of went down the path I did and just started adventuring. I'm not real sure mechanically how my character's gonna work, but my initial idea was kind of a spellcaster that got a little closer than most spellcasters would as in combat. And I look elvish. And that's all I've got so far.
My character's name is Roland. I was kind of a con man of the streets before my mouth got me into more trouble than my fists could handle. Fortunately, though, Igthinian over here, Argentarian over here, found me before something really bad could happen, and I now work for this dragon that runs an interplanar library. They believe that there's a few things of interest in the ruins that you'd have been exploring. So that's what's brought me out here. And mechanically, I'm a summoner. Basically, I'm the mouthpiece and some spell casting, while the shard of Argentinian that's with me is the muscle.
Good, we need muscle.
Huh?
I said, good, we need muscle.
I know. I said, uh-huh. I'll say I should add about Gimboth. I am, because of my background with the underground and stuff like that, I am also kind of our thievery guy for unlocking doors, chests, anything like that.
Great.
And I just thought I would share. While you guys were talking, I've been loading this map in. So one of these days I'll just have to share my screen and open up the PDF is amazing. You can actually zoom in and you lose no detail. But right here, let's see. Let me do the pop out. There we go. The River Kingdoms, you can see the River Kingdoms on there. It's like right of center and a little bit over halfway up the page. That's where Kingmaker takes place. If you look all the way down towards the bottom and see that island that says Absalom, that is the island that you guys are currently on, and that's where this campaign is set. And I don't know if you guys, I don't think you can scroll in on this image.
All we see is the Isle of Absalom, really.
Oh, okay. So, well, try your mouse wheel. Okay, that's
I
weird
did.
that
It doesn't zoom me out at all.
Let me try this one instead. That should be the full one. For some reason, the Absalom one appears to be a full-size map. Is that still Absalom, or do you see the full map when I do that?
Share again.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
Let me pop it out and then do this.
Yeah, just Absalom.
All right. Yeah, the images are weird when you copy and paste, but I'm going to get rid of that journal entry. One of these days, I'll just do a screen share in Discord and have that open, and that way I can zoom in and you guys can follow me while I'm doing it. But I'm fascinated by maps. I know a lot of people aren't as fascinated as I am, but I love stuff like that. So if anyone is ever interested in that, just let me know, and I will. We can. It doesn't even have to be during game time. It could be some other time, but I'm going to get rid of that. All right. Well, Troy's probably not going to be here for another hour, so I say let's go ahead and get into it.
Okay.
So we're going to assume that you met them on the surface last time you were on the surface, and they've been with you the whole time. I believe I already made sure that everybody's XP are the same. Everybody should be about. Oh, I guess I didn't make their XP the same. Hold on. Let's see.
Should be 341.
All right. Hold on, Shishni. For some reason I double click on Shishni and it doesn't pop up. So, yep, I will give them 341 XP.
Did you change anything about the character sheets recently?
No, but there's been a couple of updates, so it's
Okay, because like
possible.
it's white text on basically a white background for our hero points, for my name, experience, and stuff like that. It is wicked
That's
hard to see.
interesting, 'cause that's not what I see.
That's not what I see either.
Yeah, it's probably a setting, Tim. So go over to your settings, go to configure settings, and look in the Pathfinder 2nd edition. Let's see if the player rule, let's see. I know somewhere you can control the way character sheets look. I imagine it's
search
one of the other
sheet.
modules for character sheets. Let me look it online. That's the best way to do it.
I'm going to refresh this for a minute because it could be, it didn't make me log in again today. And we know that gets wonky sometimes. Let me just try. I'm refreshing now. So let me see what it looks like. It is probably just me.
The actor sheet button allows you to set which sheet template you want to use. You guys should be able to configure your own sheets, though, if you don't like the way they look. But I'm pretty sure it's under configure settings. I just got to figure out which module. It's probably one of the UIs that's the character sheet, Like maybe it might be Daruko UI.
There's a configure button at the top of the character sheet.
Yeah, but there's not a lot
Yeah.
to that.
No, there isn't. That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah. It's not going to
Okay.
be configured.
I'm back to the red background at the top of it, so it may have just
There you
been
go.
a
All right.
wonky
Cool.
thing for it. But yeah, so like if you look on, let's say, your inventory and you see that white background that's behind it,
Yep.
that's the same white background that was behind my name.
That's bizarre. Yeah, it was probably a bug. All right. Well, I'm sure they're going to have lots of questions once we get into it. So let me get you guys back to level. We're going to assume you're now. We move back forward in time. You guys have been together the whole time. The last time you went into the dungeon, I'm going to bring you in on level 3. And let me view the scene to make sure. I want to get their tokens on it before I share the map. I'm trying to remember where you guys ended the last game. Hold on.
Yeah, I'd have to see the map to
Yeah,
kind of
I
know.
see. You had literally opened the door. Let me get rid of Roz on here too. Roz, bye. And love you, Roz. We miss you, but okay. And I assume you have your thing manifested, right?
My Eidolon?
Roland, yes.
Yes.
And where do you usually have your Eidolon? Like right in front of you?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to bring you into the map. I'm going to close the doors of the room in front of you guys. And now I'm going to share the map. Let's see. It's not letting me control it. All right, let's try that one more time because this is the exciting part. Activate. There we go. And if you don't know where your character is, because these levels are huge. They're not as big as Undermountain, but they're pretty damn big. You can find, the little thing at the bottom of the screen, sort of in the middle, where there's like a little picture of your token, and it has your AC and your like passive perception score. You can click on your token, and it will center the map on your token. That's the easiest way to find
You
your
can
map.
also just hit the tab
Hit
button.
tab.
Okay. Well, yeah, once again, you guys are more used to being on the player side. So I'm going to kick in the level 3 music. There we go. And congratulations, you're in your first dungeon map. You guys have, let's see, Jeffrey and David have never been in this dungeon before. So when you scroll out, everything's probably black except for the room you're in. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's the way it looks.
There's a
But-
couple sight lines through doors, but that's
Right.
it.
But the way it'll work is as you explore the map, it will remember what you've looked at. It's just like a video game with the fog of war. Everybody else, when they click on their character, they see everywhere they've been, but it's like all grayed out. I believe you have a light source, so you should be able to see. But if for some reason, because neither one of your characters have dark vision, the game is intuitive. It knows if you have dark vision, low light vision, or no vision at all. And if you don't have vision and there's no light, you literally will see nothing. If your character gets knocked out or if you get blinded or whatever, you literally, for instance, if David were to become blinded, I just blinded you. So now you can see that you can see where that you can hear where the characters are, but you can't see them. So the game is very intuitive that way. I can also make your token disappear, even though I didn't mean to do that. All right. So we'll ask questions as we go on, but I'm going to go ahead and give you the description of this room. Hold on. Cut and paste, copy paste. Here we go. So in the chat, why is it on a naughty? Because I'm clicked on one of the characters. Let's see. Let me click off the character. There we go. Here we go. So in the chat now, whoops. Okay, it's still doing it in a language other than common. Why is it defaulting to a different language? All right, let's try that again. Here's the description of the room you're currently in. Rows of and it's also in the chat to the right. Rows of bookshelves run the length of this room, although in places they've been damaged or tipped over. The books that once sat on the ruined shelves appear to have been relocated to other shelves. Several doors lead out from this room, but the double door to the north is the most impressive. It's made of stone, carved with a strange feminine shape, rising from the ghost-laced mist of a cemetery of emptied graves. And at the end of the last game, you all did open the door to the next room. You did
All right, so
originally.
we'll start after me checking the doors then.
All right.
Then
And
I'm gonna open the door.
you're going to open the door. And if you notice, the doors have I love the door sounds. God, they're cool. Actually, you guys ended up opening both the doors. So you guys should be able to see in the next room. I'm going to give you a description of the next room. And then there is something in the next room. You notice you can see a token in there, which means there's something in there. Okay. Why does my chat keep... do you not know common?
My
I'm
Eidolon
looking.
doesn't know common. I don't know if that's messing things up.
Well, it shouldn't do that. I need to rename your Eidolon, by the way. Hold on. For some reason, my chat keeps deferring to a language called Anati or something like that. And I'm like, that is not, it should be deferring. It should always defer to common. Here we go. Okay, I just updated your token. Hold on. And okay, now it says Argentarian. There you go. Why does my chat? I bet you there's a bug. All right.
Yeah, the chat's looking a little bit different than it was before, so I don't know if you turned on a module, off a module, or something.
I turned off a few modules because I was having problems in Starfinder the other night.
Mhm.
But we'll figure it out. For some reason, it's defaulting to language other than common. That's going to be very annoying. All right, here we go.
We will survive.
It's because there's new people here. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
Soft light illuminates several display cases in this vast room. Once used to display books, the cases stand smashed and empty. Along the curved north wall stands a hideous, towering figure of a woman. The form is composed of hundreds of portions of stitched together flesh from a variety of different creatures and draped in tattered, filthy sheets. The stench of rot from the statue fills even this large room. Also in the room is this figure.
Ooh, she.
And as you open the door, let's see. She will speak. Just need to make sure she speak your language. She does. Oh, she does. Okay. But would she speak your language first? She would probably try this language first. Let's see. Okay. All right. Here we go. I'm going to put it in chat. I don't feel like typing it. Can anyone read that?
I do not speak that language.
Nope.
Nope.
She'll repeat it a couple of times, and when she realizes you don't speak the language, she reverts to common. And in a her voice sounds like her vocal cords have probably rotted away, so it's very scratchy and almost very inhuman. She says, "Welcome to the Temple of the Canker. Abandon your gears and your lives and promise glory for the Canker, and you shall be accepted. Refuse or die." Choice.
I have no desire to give up my gear or pledge my life to something that is not what it has already been pledged to. I believe I will pass on your offer to join your god.
Will anyone pledge their lives to the Canker, or is everyone of the same mind as Gimboth?
Since I don't believe in gods, pretty much the same mind.
I'm of the same mind.
That's enough. That's a majority. I will now, in that case, very well. You shall join the cult whether you wish to or not, but you will join in death. And with that, I am requesting an initiative roll. Why is it excluding Eidolon from... that's weird. It's excluding...
It
I
should
guess...
exclude the Eidolon.
Oh, probably because it goes on your turn, right?
Yep.
All right. So I
Oh,
have... I just requested initiative. If you all, I don't think it says anything in the chat, but if you click on the cross swords in the upper right corner, right next to the chat, you'll see an initiative tracker, and there's a D20 out to the right of your name. Click on that D20 to roll your initiative.
And I'm going to re-roll if I can, Chuck, because I always forget to actually add the swaggering initiative.
All right, go ahead. I think it'll let you.
I should just be able to roll, click that on,
I'll-
and roll.
I'll roll for Troy, and I will roll for your beauty queen in the next room.
Okay, so I should be at a 19.
You notice
And
when
I
you
am.
roll initiative, you get a pop-up on your screen. Tim, there should be some on your pop-up that allows you to trigger.
There
that
is,
ability.
but I don't ever think, like, I'm just so used to it pops up and I click roll.
So
But I
if you
don't
have
go
a
look for
feat-
that circumstance bonus on it.
Right. So for everyone else, if you have a feat, for instance, that it's not automatic. If it's automatic, it should already be added in. But if it's an optional thing, when that window pops up, there's usually any feats or anything you have that could impact your initiative. You can click the slider bar to yes and then save it, and then it will automatically add. It's really good about adding stuff in. So I'm going to start the encounter. You're going to get a loud noise, and the tracker should then pop out. So now it's popped out on your screen, so you're back on the chat window. And you'll notice now we're in combat movement, so you can only move on your turn. The good news for you, or the good news for me, is she goes first. So I get to see what she wants to do. Let's see.
I think she wants to lay down and die. And worship
That sounds
our
right
cat.
to me. I think she's got too many cankers.
Yeah, she'll say that. Okay. Does she have any spells? Hey, she does have spells. How about that? Let's see.
How about
That's a touch spell. I don't want that. Ooh, that's a nice spell. Oh, it only targets one creature?
oh
Okay, we'll do that. Wah wah yourself. DMs have so much fun. Yeah, she'll do that spell. Let's see. That is a 10-foot burst. And it's 30-foot range, so I think it's not going to go that far. Let's see if I have anything else. Ooh. Cool. Ooh, what does that spell do? Okay. So I don't know who's doing what, but
Sorry, that was my fault.
okay. Those are you measuring or doing a template? So
I was intending to measure.
if you're okay, so yeah, it's easy to accidentally use the template button because you're looking for a ruler. The ruler you want is okay. So there's two rows. of
It'll be the
buttons on
third
left.
button down under your icon menu. So you'll see a little open square at the top, then a target underneath, then the ruler right underneath that.
Uh-huh.
But you have to be, so think of the outer menu, the outer row, the one closest to the edge of your monitor. That's your primary set of menus. That you'll notice that the second row changes based on which of the buttons on the primary row. So think of those as submenus. So you have to make sure you're clicked on the person, which is the top menu. I forget what it's called. And then go 3 down on the inner menu, and you'll see something that looks like a ruler, and that's your ruler. In fact, I'm going to use the ruler tool right outside of 30 feet. So I'm going to
Yeah,
use
we're
this
about
other
40
spell.
feet. I actually went and measured it for exactly that reason.
Well, since Tim is being cocky, I'm going to target Tim's character.
I was
So
the
when
one
you
who came in
target-
and smarted off to her anyway, so that wouldn't surprise me.
So when you target somebody, you hover your cursor over their token and you hit the T button, or alternatively, you can hit the thing that looks like a target in the upper left corner. Or I think you can even right click on them and there's a target option. But T, why not use T? It will target, and it's very important that you target because all the graphics and everything is based on what you're targeting, and also your die rolls are compared to their armor class. So I'm about to cast a spell at Gimboth. So you guys are going to want to watch the screen. Those of you that have never seen these cool graphics, I'm going to shoot him with a spell, and I'm going to cast it. And it pops in there, and let's see. You shoot an utterly cold ray of darkness tinged with unholy energy. Make a ranged spell attack against the target. So, okay. I'm going to attack him. And this is apparently a spell that doesn't have any kind of special effects. So that was a waste of time. I want to look at this spell real quick. Doesn't matter. I rolled a nat 1, so and maybe that's why I didn't do it, but I think normally it does show the roll.
Yeah, I thought it normally did anyway, but
No, we're talking about the spell graphic, Deb.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, for some reason it's not showing the spell graphic. It will maybe with one of your spells. You guys
so
don't have a lot
we'll
of
have
spell
plenty of
casting.
opportunity.
Yep. So he misses, and she will kind of duck. So she's not in immediate range of anybody, and that will end her turn.
Coward.
Brumtava.
How are you going to kill us if you're hiding all the time?
So to move, do I just click on my token and then click where I want it to go?
Drag.
You drag your token, and it will show you like how much movement you have and everything.
So as a part of that, just cancel this out for me afterwards, Chuck. But if I can't move on my turn anyways. So like if you drag it, let's say 3 squares, hit the space bar because you wanted to move off of that straight line. That the space bar is how you change direction as you move through.
Right. If you're changing your
Okay.
trajectory in any direction, hit the space bar, and you can do that as many times as you need to. Okay, so you've moved 25 feet. You notice that it was a kind of a bluish color. So once you pass your speed, it will change colors, so you know you're moving into your second action. And then when it goes red, that means you've moved as far as you can in a round. So okay, you're trying a daze.
Yeah.
Okay, do you have me targeted? Did you hit the T?
No. Do I do that before I click cast or after?
It doesn't matter. Just make sure that you've clicked. Go ahead and hit the T. I will make a basic save. So you notice it says save basic D20. I can click that button and I will actually it'll have my character try to make the saving throw.
Okay.
And I rolled a 14, so I failed but did not critically fail. So you can roll, let's see, damage. It deals mental damage equal to your spellcasting modifier. So hit the damage button. And because I failed, it's a basic save, which means if I saved, I'd take half damage. Critically saved, I'd take no damage. I fail, I take the damage of the spell. And if I critically fail, I take double damage. So I will take the 4 points of damage. Huh. Usually it gives me a chance. It has the damage button automatically. Oh, there they are. I just had to scroll up further. There we go. So she just took 4 points of damage. If you hover your cursor over her, now you'll see it says she's barely injured.
Okay.
She did not critically fail, so she is not stunned. If she had critically failed, she would have been stunned. Okay, and you moved. You cast a 2-action spell. So what you do is you hit end turn on the combat tracker.
Oh, a 2-action cantrip, huh?
Yeah.
There's actually a lot of those.
Yeah, you guys might. Okay, he found it. All right, Jeffrey, you're up.
Okay, so if I'm targeting someone, I click on them and I hit T.
Correct.
No,
Okay.
you don't click on them. You just hover your
You
mouse
hover
over
over them
and hit T.
and click T.
Okay, got it.
Are you casting on your Eidolon?
I am going to cast my fancy shield.
All right. Were you able to
And-
get the spell loaded off of the new compendium?
Yep,
Okay, cool.
and go ahead and do the focus version of the spell.
So you're amping it. Okay.
Yep.
So what you do is you drag. You notice in the line of text, if you look in the text box, there's all the spell.
Mhm.
If you notice at the very bottom, it says spell effect shield. You can left click on that and literally drag it and drop it on the token that you're casting it on. And that will
Okay.
put the effect on them. And if you notice, there's a little icon in the upper left corner that says shield. And if you look at the token, there's like some kind of graphical, you see that it's kind of
Cool.
glowing. Yeah.
Yep. And as part of Act Together, going to have go one. Oh, okay. So I drag to set a location for the token. How do I actually move the token?
I don't know if it'll let you move your Eidolon because normally the way combat movement works, it only lets you move your token. But that token didn't even roll an initiative. So to drag it, you just push the left button and hold it down and literally drag the token where you want it to go. And it's probably, I wonder if you should have ownership of the token. So I may have to move your Eidolon for you.
Okay.
The game may not realize how it may not allow you to have control of 2 characters.
Okay.
And since this thing is not on the combat tracker, it's probably locked the token down where it can't move. So where do you want me to move it to?
I did that ping.
How do I ping?
Just hold your left button. So you want it to move there. That's 25 feet.
Okay. Then
And
I guess,
you're going to have it do a double move.
yeah.
To scroll the map, by the way, you right click on the map and drag it. So you want it to go there. Let's see.
Oh.
Drag and drop.
Yep.
Drag and drop.
Yep, right there.
Yeah, that's all the movement it had anyway. That was 25 feet. So
Then with our last shared action,
now you cast a spell, right? That took one of your turns.
yep, but because of Act Together, I can take a 1 action while the Eidolon takes 2 actions, and it's 2 actions total.
Okay, that's cool. So now you should be able to move you if you're moving you.
I think actually I'm going to use the last action to move the Eidolon into melee.
All
Let's
right.
go. I'm going to go. If there's space there.
Yep. Barely, but yes.
Okay. And then I hit end turn.
Yes, sir. Congratulations. You two have done your first turn of Foundry Combat. Only hit the button once. Lately there's been a lag. I don't know if you hit the button a little while ago and it just took a while, or it just took you a while to find the button. But
I hit it twice and it only seemed to take the second time.
yeah, it's kind of twitchy that way. We
It
don't
did-
know why.
It didn't seem very buttony. It seemed kind of not there-y.
Yeah, it kind of lags sometimes.
I am going to try to move to here.
Okay, you gonna do your tumble through?
Yeah, so including the 5 foot of difficult movement or difficult terrain that she would be, that would put me at 70 there, which is 2 full moves. And yes, I will target.
Do tumble through.
And I will do my tumble through.
That is a success.
Which means because of what my character is, I did something nice, so I get panache.
Give yourself panache.
I have given myself panache. I was just explaining for our new friends.
Oh, okay. So if you wonder why he's got the crazy, if you look at his token, he's got like this weird Price is Right thing going on.
It looks like a laurel wreath.
Yeah, but if
And
you
then-
look at your actual token, there's a graphic effect going on as well, which looks like you're, I don't know, like a Pink Floyd video or something. It's pretty cool looking, really.
And then I will go ahead and try to hit her.
Now watch, when he attacks, you will see his weapon swing. We don't get that at Kingmaker. All right. That's a hit. Barely.
Until we're all playing it on here, right?
That will never happen as long as Deb's in the group. Okay, so Tim hits. And wow, Tim hits.
Tell Deb I
Yeah,
said
and
hi.
the funny part is I don't think my panache applies to my longsword. Because I think panache may only give a bonus if it's a
Looked like it gave it to you, didn't it?
Finesse.
right.
It looks
Yeah,
like
I'll have to take a look.
It only gave you your train bonus, your strength bonus, and your potency rune.
Yeah, like I said, it definitely didn't give me the panache, but I'll have to go look at panache and see if it was supposed to have.
If you guys look at his card, these are called cards that show up in combat. If you look at his attack, it should show you that it shows you all the modifiers on the roll and all the traits associated with the attack. So
Yeah, it's extra precision damage.
right now, it doesn't look like you got any extra damage either.
No.
You rolled 12 on the dice. It did not add any damage. You rolled a 5 and a 7 on the dice.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have had anything from strength.
Right. Your strength is +0, so it did not add panache or anything.
Yeah, and like I said, my guess is because it's not a finesse weapon.
I would agree.
My striking longsword is not a finesse weapon. My short sword is.
But it does D8s and what you needed.
Yeah, and I may change that in the long run. Now that we actually have some others in the party, I maybe have to reevaluate that at some point. But for now, that was definitely useful.
All right.
I've clicked end turn, but I'm giving it a moment for it to actually take effect.
I think it's something going on with Forge. I don't think it's Foundry.
Why, thank you for the follow.
All right.
Yes.
There.
It is typically 1d8 for one-handed, and I'm only using it as a one-handed weapon because I'm a two-handed fighter. So I normally have a short sword in one hand, a long sword in the other. But because I've added a striking rune to this, the striking rune actually gives me an extra
You fired a bolt.
d8 when I roll for damage. So I'm getting that's why I got 2d8 in my roll for damage rather than 1d8. But a very good question.
I don't know why it's still lagging. I just did a search. But
There it goes.
okay, it's Eltros. Eltros will move in. And that's probably far enough. Let's see. Spells. Another way you can measure distance is click, don't target, but actually click on the enemy token.
Yeah,
and hover your
Pathfinder
token
Second
over your
Edition,
character,
makes a
and
couple of
you'll see a
changes
little
to
pop-up
some of it.
window,
So
and there's something
that's
on
where
there
it's
that looks like
that's
a
where it
ruler,
makes kind of interesting
and
in
that
how
ruler tells you how far away you
bonus
are.
runes and stuff like that work.
So I'm currently 25 feet away. It also tells you your speed, your armor class, your hit points, how many spell slots you have, and all that stuff. So I'm not gonna use one of his big spells because I don't want to do that with him gone. But I'll
Gotcha.
use a cantrip, and I will
Not a bad
try
way to go.
use-
Sword and board is always a very effective way to do a lot of
And
that.
I'm going to. Well, I'll have to just make it visible after I cast it. Here we go. Casting the spell. Let me.
Yeah, fifth ed is kind of, it's fun, but there's so much more versatility in Pathfinder, which is why we really prefer it.
I got a target. Hold on. Target. And attack. I don't know if you guys saw that.
I heard that.
I heard it, and I saw it's real quick. I need to put a delay on the spell effects so maybe they don't go quite so quick. But it did hit, I believe. Yes, that it rolled a 26, and it hit. So I'm going to roll flame damage. They don't get a save, do they? A small ball of flame appears in the palm of your hand. You lash it with either melee or range. On a success, you deal 1d4. Okay. And it's a cantrip, so it's automatically heightened. 10 points of fire damage. And on a crit success, it actually doubles the damage and does persistent. But okay. Right. Damage. Ooh, she is injured now. So I moved and I cast a 2-action spell. And
You can ignore that damage I just rolled. I just wanted to check to make sure the precise strike is still showing up there for that one. And so it must be because it's the finesse weapon. For precision weapon.
She is going to step out of melee. So Gimboth. Oh, neither one of you probably have attack of opportunity.
No,
Okay.
I doubt I do.
I don't get that till 6th level.
Cool. So she freely moves out. You see her reach over to the statue. And it's one of those moments in life when you just have this really gross feeling that something bad is going to happen. Let's see. And she will consume Masterpiece. She has to be adjacent to the rotting statue that's standing there. The statue I described in the room description is she basically reaches over, rips a hunk of the statue out, and devours a chunk of the rotting flesh from the statue.
Nice.
Yummy. And
Ew.
And she regains hit points and is quickened for a round.
indeed. So, oh, how do you know? Did you see that?
Yeah, it's in the chat.
You put it in chat.
It should have been hidden. Weird. No big deal. So, yeah, you notice that some of her wounds go away, quite a bit of them actually. And she is quickened until the end of her next round. And basically, she'll use her She had one action left normally, so she'll step back into the place. And because the Eidolon doesn't look fleshy, do they?
No, I'm
Do
not
they,
actually
Jeffrey?
sure.
Let's put it this way: the Eidolon has not hit her yet, and
That's fair.
Gimboth smarted off and hit her. So now she's really pissed. So she's going to target Gimboth with her quickened action, and she's going to take a bite.
No, she's going to try to take a bite.
And if you watch very closely, you'll actually see a pair of teeth. Crunch. Almost a crit, baby. Almost a crit, but that is definitely a hit. All right. Oh, almost max damage. So Gimboth takes some serious damage.
You guys remember me mentioning that we get to roll 10s and Chuck gets to roll 20s, right?
Tim, I'm going to be requesting 2 fortitude saves, but if you guys all look in chat, you'll notice that I requested a
Well,
fortitude.
that one sure ain't making it.
Well, that's not good.
All right.
And this is what happens when a party member dies.
Oh,
Chuck
guys, stop. You guys are so just wimps. All right.
laughs.
Okay, I know what that... Oh, that's a critical fail, isn't it?
Well, it was a 1. Yeah.
Yeah,
And that
hold
one, I
on.
would think so.
All right.
And you still haven't requested the second one yet.
No, I will in a minute. I got to look at what happens on the first one. Let's see. Okay. Let me see. Does it... Well, normally there's not an onset, and normally you'd be a carrier for one day, and then the next day you would have to save again to see if you went to stage 2, but you go straight to stage 2. So you will take a little additional damage. Negative damage because you are diseased.
So what you're saying is I did not listen to my health teacher in school.
So yes,
Correct.
you have ghoul fever. You took some damage, and you regain half as many hit points from all healing. So whether it's magical or rest or whatever, if you get healed for 6 points, you only get 3 points of it. Now I'm going to
Great.
request the other save.
Can't you tell I'm an expert in fortitude saves?
Oh my god, that's incredible. That's crazy. Almost a crit fail, but not a crit fail. However, on this one, it doesn't matter.
To you, it matters a lot to me.
You are paralyzed. All right. All right. Art, and that is it, the end of its turn. You guys suddenly see the cat do some fancy moves. You see this thing step away, tear a chunk off the statue, eat it, heal, and start to move faster, take a step back, and it just took a huge bite out of your cat person who's now not moving.
Oh, yay.
Check one thing here.
As you can tell, panache.
Dang it.
Oh, and we're in a combat. Let's get some combat music going.
Okay.
I thought it sounded a little peaceful in my ears.
Okay, I did my attack. Do I click all the buttons?
Okay, so you cast Daze.
Yeah.
So first I have to save. Some spells are attack spells. You roll an attack roll. This is a saving throw spell. So I have to see if I save against it. So I will make a D20 basic save. All right, I saved, but I did not critically save. So I will take half the damage. So, okay, so I took the damage.
Okay.
That was 2 actions and you moved, right? Okay.
Yep.
So, all right.
Okay, I clicked end turn.
Yep, just give it a sec.
Yep. Give it a second. Or 20.
Yeah, we were really hoping when the combat carousel left, they would fix that, but
Yeah,
ain't working.
it's a delay of about 10 seconds, which isn't horrible.
Okay, I've got to step away for just a moment.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to get myself into the room. Why can't I move?
Is it you or the guy?
Myself. So I'm supposed to be able to just drag the distance and...
Yep.
Yep.
Mhm.
It may not know what to do with you because
Well, hold on. You may still be on the ruler. Go back. So over
yeah.
on the left-hand side,
Oh.
if you're on the little thing that has your, like, a person icon, make sure you've got the open
There
square
you go.
selected.
There you go.
Okay.
Just so you know, the arrow buttons work for movement too, but I prefer you don't use them because then you don't get to see how much movement you have left. It doesn't use that cool effect. So.
Okay, then for our act together, I'm going to sustain the amp shield. And let me get vegetarian sheet.
You can double click on the token to get the sheet to open. I know it feels like the battle's turning against you guys, but you guys are actually doing better in this battle than you have in a while. So
I know, I did some damage before I went down.
Oh, I
Except for the
targeted
roll.
myself, but that was a miss anyway.
But you targeted yourself. Well, we have a rule. If you forget to target or target the wrong thing, you always have to re-roll. We don't take the roll you
Okay.
make.
Whether you hit or
I
miss.
said, yeah, that's a success, a failure, crit success, crit failure. You always got to target the right thing and re-roll.
Okay.
Yeah, Chuck likes it when I waste my crits targeting somebody that's not there.
Okay, let's try that again.
Not out loud. Let's see. Ooh, I saw the attack. Did you see the hit, Jeffrey? I gotta delay those effects. That is a hit, almost a crit.
Almost a crit. Okay. And then I roll.
There's a damage thing that if you look at the bottom of the card that shows whether you hit or miss, there's damage and crit. Yep. And it's acid damage too. All right, I will apply.
Okay, and then for a second attack,
Ooh, I was gonna turn combat utility belt off. I wonder if that's causing the lag. Okay.
it comes in with the claw.
That is a hit. Okay, I will apply the 5 points of damage as well. All right.
And I've sustained the shield, so that's my turn.
All right.
I'm back.
All right, it's
And-
Gimboff.
And
All right,
Gimboff
and
will
let's see.
stare
I am
incredulously.
paralyzed, so
Gimboff
my
can
body is
actually-
frozen. I can't act except to recall knowledge.
And to you do have a chance to, let's see.
At the end of my turn, I would have a chance to save or something, right?
Correct.
Yeah, it actually. Oh, that's. It doesn't show it in the pop-up, but so what I'm going to try to do while I'm laying here is, what kind of role would you like for me to try to identify what the heck she is?
That would be religion.
I'm untrained, but I'll roll it.
I don't know if you can make. Oh, go ahead, try it. What the hell?
Well, I would think it's still like a basic,
Yep.
I've heard about
it
this
first.
at some point, even if I didn't study it.
You have never. You know it's undead. And well, you guys have been fighting enough of these. She's a ghoul. She's just a really powerful ghoul. But the good news about the paralysis is you do get to make another save at the end of your turn, I believe.
All right,
You get
well,
a
if
chance
that's
to
the
do your
case,
save.
then
Yep.
do you
And it
just need me to
decreases by
roll a
1.
fort save?
I'll give you another
Perfect.
opportunity. Yeah, there you go. You only failed by little, but it drops by 1 each turn, but not quite enough. You failed it by 3, so it is still, you are still paralyzed this round.
Alrighty, I'm gonna lay here. It's time for my cat nap.
I'm going to do something real quick. Where's combat utility belt? There's a module that I'm turning off. I turned off a bunch of modules in my other game, but I don't know if I need advanced spell effects either. Oh, I already turned it off. I'm turning off a module. It's probably going to want to reload, but it's a big module, and it's only for 5th edition, and I should have turned it off a long time ago. So maybe that'll speed up the advancement of the initiative tracker.
That would be nice. I mean, if it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
If it doesn't, it doesn't. And I'll do what I did with Starfinder last weekend. I'll start playing around with it and seeing what module, because I think some of these modules are only for 5th edition, and they may not be breaking anything, but they may be slowing the performance of the game.
Yeah, I mean, there's always that chance that it's lagging it because it's still running through it.
And for some reason it's taken a while, so I'm going to do another hard refresh.
Your
Yeah, see, that
world
was-
seems to take a while to load.
Yeah, just try refreshing again here in a minute.
It's loading up.
I just-
Loading C library.
All right.
Ooh,
Oh, good. It removed my paralyzation. I'm gonna attack.
Better not have removed your paralyzation.
It did not.
But the good news is that the fact that it took so long to shut off means that it made a big change. So maybe the initiatives will go quicker. All right, Shushni, you're up.
hold on. I'm trying to open everything back up.
Sorry, I know it's rough on your computer.
No, it's all right.
Yeah.
But he's got the new computer.
The map
Hopefully
and
it's
everything
good.
opened. It's just trying to open the character sheet and all that
It's
stuff.
a lot. It's a lot of data, man.
I have a question.
Yes.
It's saying the shield on my Eidolon is expired.
Yeah,
do I
you're
need
gonna have to drag
fix
it
the
back
shield?
on again.
Okay.
It's because we refreshed.
Yeah, it's not because I assume they've already got the spell duration built into it, but if they don't, I can certainly adjust it. No, it looks like it says expired. I'm gonna have to look at the spell on your sheet, and of course it does expire unless you sustain it. I wonder
He
if
did.
it gave you an option to sustain well, see, normally you can't sustain a shield spell. This is a special version of the spell. I'll have to check the spell itself later, but in the meantime, just left click on it.
Yeah, there is an option under the spell that you can click a box that'll say sustained. And I'm guessing you may have to have that on for this one
Yeah.
because it's a special version of it.
I'll have to see where he got the spell from, and I just don't want to eat into the initiative time. It's
Totally get
not.
it.
It shouldn't be that big a deal for him to keep redragging the effect on there.
No.
I just.
You may have to open the spell on your sheet, and let me look. I'm going to look at your sheet real quick. I forgot the spells on there. Let's see. Edit Shield Psychic. Thought you did, Tim. Didn't you say there's something about sustaining it?
Yeah, if you go in and edit on it, there should be an option in there. Hold on. That was, where was I? I was on, I think that I was looking at that.
The program's actually pretty smart. It'll actually, if you type some words, it does a word search. And let's see, spell variants, Shield Psychic.
Okay, so I've got it dragged on there for now. I think that'll work for now.
We'll work it out. I have a feeling I'm going to need to change the verbiage on the spell because there's verbiage that says it goes away at the end of your turn. I think I'm going to delete that. I'm just going to delete it from the duration for now, and maybe it won't go away at the end of your turn. You'll just have to always remember to sustain it because it won't go away either way. But okay, where were we? Sorry, Shushni, what are you doing?
I missed, I think.
Oh, let me look. Yeah, you missed. I guess you're not
Figured.
throwing bombs because you don't want to hit your friends.
Yeah, they're new friends. I don't want to, start damaging them right away.
Scare them off, yeah.
Yeah. Yep, see, can't roll over a 10.
Here, let me reveal the roll tracker to everyone. Mike is on a streak. He rolled a 7, a 6, and a 7. Oh my God, here he comes.
And the end turn is not going faster.
All right. Well, like I said, there's a bunch of modules on that I don't think need to be on.
Right.
But I thought combat utility
Oh,
belt, since
It did go a little faster, I think.
Okay. I was gonna say that one actually impacts combat specifically. So, just in time for his turn. We'll wait till he gets in.
Oh, Ultras has made it, I see.
I said
Yeah.
about 7:30 Central, and look at that.
By the way,
129.
Yep, it's right about
Everybody
8:30 Eastern. I get it.
everybody gets another hero point. It's just like Kingmaker, guys. Every hour you get a hero point. If you look at your character sheet, you'll see right under your name it says hero points, and you left click to add one, you right click to take it away. And I don't know, have you guys noticed, Jeffrey and David, have you noticed in the upper left corner there's like a hot bar with your name on it, and it says like actions, inventory? Those are hot bars. Those are other ways to attack without having to open your sheet.
Okay.
They don't always work, but if you look under actions, you might see where you have your attack rolls and so on and so forth. So that is another module that does that, called Heads Up Display or Combat UI or something like that. All right, Shushni is done. Troy, you guys are fighting a ghoul. Your cat person, your swashbuckler, is paralyzed and diseased, even though he doesn't know it.
I'm chilling out over here.
All right, so let me check something here real quick. I might have something that might help him with that nasty. Oh, that's resource senses. I don't think resource senses.
And your swashbuckler is also down almost half of his.
Yeah,
Oops.
that means he's probably still got more than I do.
Probably.
There's a decent
Thank
chance
God.
of that.
Okay, so I don't think. Let's see. Resource senses. What does that do?
He has his senses, he just doesn't have the ability to move.
This can counteract or both temporary magic and permanent consequences of magic, but it doesn't cure someone who does not have the sense to do some natural state or fact. Okay. So the paralyzation is from a natural
bite.
attack? Okay.
She chewed on me for a little bit, and I went rigid with pleasure.
Right. Well, this will not help you. So, do I have anything to help you?
I could turn terrain ruler off. Ooh, I bet you time's up.
All right, I'm doing a 2 heal, which means I can cast at 30 feet.
What are you gonna do? Okay, heal. All right, hang on.
Damn it. Wrong spell level. All right, you get 13.
All right, Tim will only get half of that, so I'll manually. Oh, I'll take care of Tim. Tim heal. Oh, you specifically targeted him. There is
Yep.
no way to do heal. Oh,
Yeah, I'll say, yeah, heal doesn't have an option for half heal.
Oh, it
Sure
does
it
though.
does.
If you
It does.
shift click.
And that actually has on that. Oh, damage.
Why did
half
No, that
level
just-
block
Why did it do-
heal.
Why did it
Right, that
do
does
That-
half damage, not half heal.
That
Right.
did time and a half.
Yeah, Jesus.
Just give yourself 6. Sorry.
Hold on. If I. Okay.
Just take 13 back off of it. I can do that if you want.
I'll do it. 13.
I should be down to 32.
There you go. Yeah, worst comes to worst, you just do it the roll d20 way, right click on it and put minus in the hit points and it does it too. So, all right. But he is feeling better. Did anyone else need healing? I don't think so. Okay. Is
All
that
right.
it, Trip?
I moved 20 feet, so it is now.
How quickly, Troy, did it, after you hit intern, how long before it moved?
5 to 7 seconds.
Okay, I think it's gotten better. Between now, this game and the next game, I'm going to remove some modules and we'll see if we can't get this thing fixed. Well, I don't want to lose any more game time on it tonight. Okay, so any more than we're going to lose hitting the button. It's his turn, and he's doing pretty good. He's got a paralyzed dude there, and he's got someone else hitting on him. So, and he's still quick until the end of the turn. So that means I can do 2 jaws attacks and 2 claws attacks. So he'll do 1 jaw attack on Gimboth, just to, should be automatic.
Because she likes biting that pussy.
Do.
Actually, she'll do the first
Do,
jaw
do, do,
attack
do,
on
do, do,
Argentarian. Because she figures Gimboth will be pretty easy to hit because he ain't moving. So,
Yes, but I have thick fur.
okay, so I hit the Eidolon. The Eidolon takes the damage, I believe. Why does Argentarian take 0 damage?
Because he shows as having 0 hit points.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I take all the damage.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. So hold on, I can do that.
But on the attack hitting, I'm going to reaction shield block to block 5 of it.
All right. So let me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do the damage to you, and then I'll add 5 points back.
Okay.
There's no way to do that through the buttons because that's not half. The buttons are really good. I can do half damage, normal damage, damage and a half, or double damage, and I can heal. But I can't do half heal or full damage -5. There probably is a way to do it, but it's just easier to do it that way. Okay, so is the Eidolon immune to disease or paralysis?
I believe not.
So would you take the paralysis and the disease, or would the Eidolon, since you took the damage?
I believe the Eidolon would still take the effect.
Of the damage. Okay. So for what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a box. I'm going to pop a saving throw request in the box.
Okay.
And it did not populate. Oh yeah, it's there now. So Jeffrey, you get to hit that button. Does he use your saves?
He's got his own saves.
Okay, so you'll want to save. Make sure you're on his character when you save, but
Okay.
or clicked on his token before you hit the
Yeah,
save.
that works for me.
Yeah. He rolled exactly what he needed to do, so he resists the disease. Because I don't think you can crit success on a disease. And now I'm going to request a second fortitude save, and this is for the paralysis. He failed that, so he will be paralyzed if he can be paralyzed.
He can be paralyzed.
Okay. Okay, and it's going to take 2 claw attacks on him because he is the unknown mob. So we will do a claw. The good news is he takes the penalty on his attacks.
Miss.
That is a miss. Oh yeah, God, your AC doesn't go down much from being paralyzed. Let's see. I'm curious to see what paralyzed does. Let's see.
I mean, we're off guard. That's really the only change.
And what does off guard do? Let's see.
It's flat-footed.
You're flat-footed. Okay, so you
Yeah,
take a minus.
it's just called off guard now because they can't call it flat-footed anymore.
Oh, that's right. They made the changes, didn't they?
Uh-huh. I know, because I came in, I was like, off guard?
Oh.
The hell is off guard?
Okay, so he misses. He will take his third claw attack on you.
Missed.
And he also misses. And he's going to take one more bite on Gimboth with, of course, the -10 penalty. Critically misses. If Gimboth wasn't paralyzed,
I know,
he could
right?
take an attack of opportunity.
I want to use my opportunity.
All right, damn it. All right. It's the Oracle's turn. Oh, and let me take the quickened effect off my dude. He is no longer quickened.
I don't know if they rewrote this a little bit or whether we were just reading it wrong. It is a strike against me. So if they critically missed against somebody else, I don't get the attack.
Yeah, I guess we missed that wrong.
Missed
Read
that,
wrong. Yeah. That makes
Not
it
like I got
little
a lot of
more-
chance to use it, but
Oh, did you see that? Did you see that,
Yeah.
David? Yeah, baby. I love it. Unfortunately, it does the animation whether you hit or not. You did actually miss. So, but the spell bolt would still go off. It just doesn't quite hit.
Okay, so that was one of my first level spells. How does it keep track of those? How do I know?
Did you hit the cast button?
Well, no, I hit the attack button.
So
Hit the cast button, and then after you hit cast, then hit your attack.
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
missed anyway.
Yeah, it
so
puts
that,
it
Go ahead and roll it again,
for you.
since you didn't do it the way you're supposed to. How many second level spells are you supposed to have? Do you know? because right now there's 0 in there.
Are they?
Yeah, so we probably.
No, I've got. Oh, well, I mean, I don't.
I think
I'm
it's
supposed
2.
to have 2. Yeah.
Well, we never. You have to put those numbers in by hand. So.
Oh. Okay, I didn't
Whoops!
realize.
You have 20 of 2. Look at that. There you go.
Okay.
Go ahead and make your tech roll. Let's see that. I
There we
want to see
go.
that graphic. You still missed, but only by 1. So.
Okay.
Hmm.
So you got 1 action left, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
There might be some cantrips that only take 1 action. You can actually cast 2 spells in a round in Pathfinder 2 if you cast the right spells.
Yep.
No, I don't have any.
All right, so you can move, or you can take any other 1 action, or you can pass the buck.
Yeah. Just do this.
You draw your dart. Okay, that's cool.
Yep. And enter.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. God, this lag pisses me off. Oh well.
There it went.
So
Get ready.
paralysis.
You're next.
Thank you. Paralysis specifically just means the character can't move or take most actions. It doesn't actually remove actions. Is that correct?
Well, if you look at, you'll actually, when you're clicked on, you'll see in the upper right corner of your screen, you'll see the little dots showing all the effects on you. Paralyzed. Your body is frozen.
Your body
in
is
place.
frozen in place, and you have the off-guard condition and can't act except to recall knowledge and use actions that require only the use of your mind, as determined by the GM. Your senses still function, but only in the areas you can perceive without moving your body, so you can't seek while paralyzed.
And then if you click on that, you can click on any white box and it'll open a little dialog box and give you more information. So if you click on off guard, you're distracted or otherwise unable to focus your full attention on defense. You take a -2 penalty, circumstance penalty to AC, and that's about it. So, I mean, they're a lot nicer with paralysis in Pathfinder 2 than they are other systems.
So for the rules interaction, it looks like I can still take my full turn. My Eidolon just cannot do anything.
Right. Yes. Oh yeah, I think so.
Okay. So. Okay. Yep,
And at the end of your turn, your Eidolon can attempt the saving throw again to try to shake it off.
Okay, so let's go ahead and that is also a sustain. That'll probably be.
Yeah, I don't think you can sustain 2 spells at once.
Okay. I'm going to get myself closer. Guess for now, since I since I should sustain, I'll sustain the shield on the Eidolon.
Okay.
And I'll cast a basic version of the shield on Gimba.
All right. So try dragging the shield effect.
It says I lack permission to do so.
Well, that's because in most cases you can only drag it to tokens you own. So I'll drag the shield effect to Gimboth. There we go.
And that will be my turn.
Oh, that's where the sustained is on the shield effect.
I knew I'd seen it somewhere.
But I can't edit it. It's locked out, so I'm not completely sure why, but oh well, we'll worry about that later too. He's just gonna, I think for now, the time being, he's just gonna have to re-drag it. That's the price you get for using psychic spells in my game. All right, so, oh, Gimboth, it's you. Oh, have your Eidolon try to shake off the paralysis.
Okay.
Just don't worry about me doing the pop-up. Just go into his saves. You just can click on him and then go to the upper right corner. And I believe it's under...
I see it under attributes, so just roll one fortitude save.
Yes. Yep. I believe it was a DC 22, so that hits. So at the end of it, he won't be able to do anything this round, but he is no longer paralyzed.
Awesome. Okay, and then I need to re-end my turn.
I'll do it. I'll move it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, Gimboth.
And not a thing I can do, so I'm going to try. I'm just going to go ahead and
Make a save. Just make a free form.
make my save.
It's -2. Oh, I think the whole team needs to know that you're on a streak. Let's see. Let's see.
So if I'm gonna say it this way, I'm using a hero point.
Okay.
Whether it was a success, whether it was a failure, I'm using a hero point to make sure that it's a success.
It was a fail. So, oh, that's right. I'm not supposed to tell you guys anymore.
Correct.
Yeah, that's
why
correct.
before you actually said whether it was a hit or a fail or a success, I just went ahead and told you I'm taking it and I'm going to knock it up to a success.
Yeah,
Because I knew that number wasn't low enough to be a crit fail.
I'm easing that into my Kingmaker game because I know Dev's going to yell at me. So, all right.
End
All right.
turn.
You are now free. Next turn, you're free. Shushni is next. That wasn't too long to
Okay.
lag.
Nope, that wasn't bad.
It doesn't feel like it's sped up at all, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about 10 seconds, I think.
Well,
Oh,
it
look, a 4.
seems longer for some people than others.
You're on a roll.
It didn't give me that message.
And that's probably a miss.
That's a miss, but let's be honest, 19 is not that low a roll. It's just it has a pretty good AC. All right.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Ah,
About
5
6
seconds.
Yeah, 5, 6 seconds.
Not bad. Eltros.
Boy.
Yep, just checking what I can do here.
You can kill her whenever you're ready.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, there we go. I'm thinking it's pretty much an undead thing, right?
Yes,
Right.
it's obviously.
So let's go and disrupt it a little bit.
That's right. You get him. You get him good.
You tell me. You tell me if it's undead or not. Go give her a kiss. See what happens. Look at her toenails. Man.
So go ahead and roll that save.
All right. Let's see. Let me make sure I'm clicked on me. And
You're targeting Gimboth right now, just so you know. See at the bottom of your spell in the chat.
Yeah, I can recast it.
okay, go ahead and recast it. There we go.
There you go.
What, Gimbo? It had no effect. He's not undead.
That's true. I succeeded, but did not critically succeed.
Okay, so you get half damage.
And just to be nice, I'll even show you my success. There you go.
15. Almost max.
So I take half. I'm injured.
Okay. Yeah, I see a lot of debris around here, right?
Oh yeah, look on the map. Yeah.
There's like 6 crossbow bolts laying up there right next to her.
All right, come on now. Oh, did I use that? Shoot, I guess I can't use that
Why not?
because we didn't take a 10-minute rest where I can focus get a focus point
That's
back.
correct. That's a focus spell. That's right.
So
Poor Gimboth and the Eidolon are like, is anyone else coming up to fight?
No, we
Hell
got paralyzed
no.
and they just like, nah, eat them for a while. We're going to stay back here.
I'll move over to there.
The party has the new dynamic. All right. Okay.
And I push the end turn, and let's see how.
If,
Not bad, but not great.
yeah, I'm gonna, like I said, turn some modules off. If you ever accidentally close the combat tracker like I did, you can always right-click on the cross swords and it will reopen it.
Yep.
Ooh, it's raining cats and dogs.
Just click on the left click on the cross swords and hit the bottom of it.
It's still 102 degrees here.
Nice.
Let's see what that does.
It causes her to drop dead instantly.
So
Sweet.
DM,
What?
I talked to my uncle last night
And?
in Louisiana, and he's like, I can move down there anytime I want.
There you go. Are you thinking about it?
Yeah, I'll probably go down there in October and
Are you going to
check out some
move?
places. Huh?
Really? Why are you wanting to move down south for? So you can.
Get rid of this frickin' white stuff that I see every winter.
All right.
Listen,
well,
head and
yep.
shoulders. Head and shoulders.
I've never had to shovel heat.
Exactly.
Just remember, when you move to Louisiana, you'll never live in a county again. You'll live in a parish.
You're in a parish. That's right.
Troy's thinking of moving to Louisiana. Yes. All right.
And then you're only 8 to 10 hours away from me.
And then you can come visit. Then he's only, I think he might be as close to us. That's awesome.
Yeah, it
All
should
right.
be about 10 hours.
Well,
Yeah, Shreveport.
first, you notice the creature begins gesticulating. It's casting another spell. And it is looking directly at Gimboth, the cat person, and reaches out and attempts to touch. Actually, do you have to make a touch attack?
No touchy.
The range is touch, but it doesn't say you have to make a touch attack. It's a fortitude save. So I guess the spell assumes that you hit. All right, Gimboth, I'm going to actually reveal the spell so you can click on the fortitude save there.
Good.
You succeed. So you take, it's a basic save, so you will still take damage, but you'll take half damage.
But unfortunately, that means
So he only takes 13 instead of 26. But I gain temporary hit points equal to half the negative damage you take. So I get 6 hit points back. And I still have a single attack action left. I am going to bite you again.
Bite
Try-
me, almighty biter.
So the
Try
the
to.
button is actually called end turn, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you doing a search?
I did a little bit and didn't find anything, so I'm actually going to post up in Reddit on the Foundry VTT forum to see if
Good idea.
anybody's got an idea.
I normally use their Discord, but yeah, their Reddit's pretty good too. All right. I missed you with a bite pretty badly. Not critically, but I definitely missed. All right. And that's the end of its turn.
Tava and the Eidolon.
Once I've selected the target, does it just stay selected?
Usually,
It should,
yes.
yes.
But you can tell by looking. You'll see it on there.
Okay.
Yep. Man, I don't know about you guys, Jeffrey and David.
Yeah,
but
like there
it's
should be
something-
arrows in the four corners after you've targeted it.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's coming down pretty bad here as well. Let's see here.
Troy can come here for games in person.
Well, you're in northern Arkansas. That would be in northern Louisiana, so it'd be about 3.5, 4-hour trip.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously for VT, I can't play half VTT, half real life. So,
Mm-hmm.
but you might be able to come over for one of my real tabletop games.
Right.
Those are only once a month. So, about to kick someone out of the group, maybe Deb. I'm just kidding.
Good luck with that, Chuck. Let us know.
So
how
you
that
kicked her out of the
works.
group. She kicked you out of the house. I mean, it's all good.
But you guys think she wouldn't be happy with that? She only plays for me. I drive
Not
her.
true. I think she
I
played
drive her nuts.
for the Starfinder. I think she jumped in because
Well, because Adam. She started playing because Adam and then Carrie, but I drive her nuts, man. She stares daggers at me sometimes.
there you go.
Oh, did you see that? Did you see that?
Yes.
Just ask David. He knows.
Oh,
Oh, look at that! I take my 1 point.
I should have just used my cantrip.
Yeah, darts are pretty wimpy, but that's okay. You're learning. You guys are brand new. The party's not holding you. The only way the party will hold you to task is if there's a TPK, and then you die along with the rest of them. So it all works out.
Okay, enter.
And then you get to hear Chuck's celebration dance.
I've told you guys I don't enjoy it when you die.
Oh, I don't know.
This isn't Rollmaster we're playing.
Okay, so I'm gonna sustain the shield on my Eidolon.
All right.
Character
Well,
sheet.
Gambos moving again, so
So up that. Oh, I'm dragging the wrong thing. Drag that there. And then
oh, it's the other one's not expire, but the one says 1 round remaining. The other one says expires. Oh, the start. Okay, I see. All right.
You probably just took
and then
Gimbal spot.
Arcturian will move and attack.
Ooh, and he's got him in a off target.
Formerly called a
Come on.
flank.
Target. Okay.
What happened to the remaster changes? Oh, they're there.
Ah,
Okay.
come on.
The curse of the dice.
Does it do the flanking automatically, or do I need to?
It'll do it automatically.
Automatic.
It may not know skills, Dave, but it definitely knows. So I don't know if you can see it, but do you see where it says target? Oh, you guys probably don't see that, do you?
Yeah, we do. Target.
But it doesn't
Not
show
the
you
Thor.
it doesn't show you its armor class.
No.
But it does show Dexterity +4, Train +6, and Potency +1. It does not show. I don't know if it does not show the flanking.
So here, I'm going to put in Discord what I see.
Well, that actually makes sense because off guard's a status on.
Oh, okay, there you go.
flanking
Yep,
is a status on the
gotcha.
Eidolon.
See, it tells me that the AC is normally 21, but because of the flank, it's 19.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it tells me how much you miss by or hit by.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll go with the claw for the last attack.
That is a hit. But only because of the flank. Congratulations, you did some damage, and I will apply it. It is injured. Linda Blair, my teenage crush. What else can he do? Or is that it?
That's all the actions.
Ah, okay, you hit the button. And give him buff.
All right. It's my turn.
In your flankety flank.
So I am going to do a double slice. Double slice. And attack with both of my weapons. Ooh.
Nice.
Macaroni.
The first one was a crit.
If it
Okay.
can be critted.
It looks like you hit both times, once critically. So you know what to do. 36 points of damage, it looks like.
Smash it to the ground.
So, see, you've been complaining, and now look at this. Damn! He is near death. And I don't know,
good.
David and Jeffrey, if you noticed, but there's some blood splatter on the table.
Yeah, I see it.
I love it. It's VTT, baby. It's
And then
Foundry.
I'm going to
All right.
try one more time with my short sword.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Get you some.
That
That's a
unfortunately
miss.
was a miss. Yeah.
Well, I was going to run, but then, I felt so good after just hitting so hard that I figured I'd try again.
It looks at you and goes, no, 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 with its index finger. You're going to die. Yeah, you're going to die. Shushni.
Incoming.
Oh, it's a hit.
Oh, and look. On the 12th and final attack, I got a hit.
Congratulations, my Jibby. Almost a crit.
Good damage.
Woo, look at that. And with that, the combat encounter comes to an end.
Woo woo. Kill steal.
And everybody gets, and the XP is automatically assigned.
Remember, there
Alright.
is no such thing as a kill steal. There's a kill achieved.
Let me check something here. Let me do that. I will turn him into a loot pile. Hold on. Okay, so you guys, if you're within 1 square of him, should be able to click on him and notice that he has an item. Something else you can't do in tabletop.
I don't know that I want to touch his unusual staff. I mean, most of them is unusual. I'm not sure I want to touch that.
Her unusual staff.
That's even weirder.
Can any of our users identify this?
This twisted
Ultras
and
might be able to.
grim-looking- This twisted and grim-looking staff is adorned with a hideous skull and bone motif. But if someone wants to try to identify it, you can. I believe this was not made with a certain kind of magic. I think you can identify it with, let's see. Let's look. Yeah, you can identify it with the arcana, occultism, nature, or religion.
And this is where anybody can identify, correct?
Correct. 21 might be high enough. Let's see. I need to open my pH. Jeffrey's on a streak. Oh, by the way, normally knowledge checks are blind. It's okay. I think Troy forgot to. Or did he?
Yeah, I did. Sorry.
You would normally hit blind roll, but that's okay. This time I don't really care. I mean, you're going to know if you identify it or not, honestly. So I guess it doesn't really matter. If it's something I don't want you to know if you were successful or not, I will roll it for you. All right, let's see. Good Lord. Shushni rolled a 26. I'm almost positive that's going to be enough, but let's see.
Wow.
Let's go to DC, difficulty classes. Yes.
Cult, occultism
Only
for the win.
Shushni can identify it because the 21s were one short. So I will now identify the staff. It is a staff of necromancy. While wielding the staff, you gain a... What the hell is this? Oh, something.
I can
something.
still only see the death icon. I can't see the staff.
You have to...
Like,
Double click the dead.
Well-
Double click the skull.
And you have to be within
Oh, I
one
see.
square of it.
Okay, I see it now.
Yeah, this is another app called Item Piles. It allows you to turn any dead monster. If they have any inventory on them, it literally will let you look at it. Oh, I see.
While you guys are doing that, I'm going to come sit down on the bench for a minute and take a rest.
But
I'll
yeah,
be in just a second. Does
whoever
anybody,
wields
any of our spellcasters want this? If not, I can bag it and we'll sell it later and split it.
well, you only have one wizard in the group.
that's true. Yeah, and that would almost have, because I don't think.
I
does
have
that-
an arcane spell list.
Okay. I don't know if it's arcane though. It doesn't say arcane underneath
No, it just says magical
on
necromancy
its
staff.
traits. But I guess you have to look at what list the spells are on. Arcane, divine, and occult.
Those, as I say, those look like they could be on any of them.
They're arcane and occult list spells for the most part. So
Yeah,
I would
my-
say it's
My witch
arcane.
had a couple of those.
So yeah, it's got some decent spells on it. I mean, it's got Ray of Enfeeblement, Grim Tendrils, Chill Touch. The staff itself is not evil, but it's worth a lot of gold. So whoever
That's-
wants to take it can take it. And but yeah, oh, I can stop the combat music.
If nobody wants to use it, I'll take it and sell it, and we'll.
Well, I think chill touch is. That's what he would. That's how he got his chill touch, right? So, no, he did.
Actually didn't use the staff at all.
Okay.
He was using his spells.
You expend a number of charges from a staff to cast. So, how many charges does a staff have? And is that per day, or I don't know how staffs
So,
work.
Okay, let's look up staff. Because they definitely work different than wands.
Yeah, you have to reach.
Staves a staff is tied to one person during a preparation process. So when you're preparing spells, after which the preparer and only the preparer can harness the staff to cast a variety of spells throughout the day. The spells that can be cast on the staff are listed in bullet points. All magical staves have the staff trait. A staff gains charges when someone prepares it for the day. A person who prepared a staff can expend the charges to cast spells from it. You can cast a spell from a staff only if you have that spell on your spell list, are able to cast spells of the appropriate level, and expend a number of charges from the staff equal to the staff's spell's level. Casting a spell from a staff requires holding the staff and activating the staff by casting the spell, which takes the normal number of actions. So it's not like you could cast a spell that takes 2 minutes normally quicker. Prepared spellcasters and spontaneous spellcasters each have a unique way of altering how their staffs gain charges. Preparing a staff. During your daily prep, you can prepare a staff to add charges to it for free. When you do so, that staff gains a number of charges equal to the level of your highest spell slot. You don't need to expend any spells to add charges in this way. No one can prepare more than one staff per day, nor can a staff be prepared by more than one person per day. If the charges aren't used within 24 hours, they're lost, and preparing the staff anew removes any charges previously stored. You can prepare a staff only if you have at least one of the staff spells on your spell list. A prepared spellcaster can place some of their own magic in a staff to increase its number of charges. When you prepare your staff, you can expend a spell slot to add a number of charges to the staff equal to the level of the spell. You cannot expend more than one spell in this way each day. For example, if Ezrin can cast 3rd level spells and prepare his staff, the staff automatically in the morning gains 3 charges when he prepares spells. But he could increase it to 6 by expending one of his 3rd level spells, increase it to 5 by expending a 2nd level spell, or increase it to 4 by expanding a 1st level spell. So spell can never have more than double whatever your highest level spell is. But it automatically, well, you have to prepare spells with it to do it. It will always get at least whatever the highest level. So you guys can currently cast 2nd level spells. So every day it would get 2 charges. It could get up to 4 if you're willing to give up one of your slots. A spontaneous spellcaster can reduce the number of charges it takes to activate a staff by supplementing it with their own energy. When a spontaneous caster activates a staff, they can expend 1 charge from the staff and one of their spell slots to cast a spell from the staff of the same level or lower as the expended spell slot. This doesn't change. I don't see the advantage of that. You're still using the slot. The only advantage is it might let you cast a spell you don't currently have prepared.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you can't use
that
a
would be-
spell if it's not. Yeah, you can't use that spell if it's not on your, or you can't put it back in.
Well, what spell list means is not what you have memorized
Oh.
that day. It means if you have the arcane list and it has an arcane spell, even if you don't know that arcane spell, if it's on the list that you could learn, then you can cast it.
I would have to look under primal.
Yep. So sorry, I know that was a lot of explanation,
That's
but
okay.
this
No,
is your guys' first staff. So
If nobody wants to use it, I can use it until we get to where we can sell it.
Sounds good to me.
You bet.
And you said the spells were on the arcane list, or not arcane?
Let me ask, what spell list do you have? What I thought you only had divine, right?
Oh wait, maybe yeah.
Now you could cast the. There's one spell on there that is divine. Doesn't look like anyone's taken it yet, by the way. Chill Touch is on the divine spell list, so you could cast Chill Touch off the staff. But some of the other spells like Grim Tendrils and Ray of Enfeeblement. Ray of Enfeeblement's also on the divine list, so you could cast it. But you
Hold
could
on,
not
Chuck. I
cast.
thought you said, I thought when you read the description that you had to be able to cast any one spell from the staff's list.
I think that's what I did say.
So as long as he can cast one of them, he should be able to use the staff.
Yes, but I don't think he could cast a spell that he couldn't normally cast. So I don't think he would get
Did
the
it say
full 100% benefit. I mean,
No,
Jeff,
he wouldn't be
Yeah,
able
it
to.
looks like he would not be able to cast Grim Tendrils, but he could cast the other spell. The other spells are divine spells.
right. So he could cast Troy, for instance, could cast Deafness because Deafness is on all 4 spell list, but he couldn't cast any of the others. But because he can cast at least one spell, he could prepare it in the morning. So any of you can prepare it that can cast spells because it has at least one spell from each of the 4 schools or each of the 4 lists or whatever it's called. So whoever wants it, all you got to do is walk up to it and grab it and drag it onto your sheet.
Okay. So I just want to use it for right now. Is that okay with everyone?
Yeah, absolutely.
Certainly.
Yep.
If you
Yep.
can use it, use it.
Yep.
And then when we get to a place where we can sell it, we'll just do that.
Yeah, I don't need
There
that
you
type
go.
of staff on my. Yeah,
Yeah. It might bother your god.
I don't have a god. Who cares?
Here. Okay.
So, Chuck,
Yeah,
a
you
couple of
just-
the recommendations that have come in so far. One of them is try clearing the chat log to see if that may actually be slowing it down at all, if we haven't cleared it in a
Okay.
while.
It's been a while, so
Um,
I'm clearing the chat
The
log
the
now.
other thought that people had was, at least so far, was turning off the animations and seeing if that helps it.
We could do that. I don't really want to do that because that's one of my favorite parts of
Yeah,
the
it's a
game.
Oh, I
10
know.
second delay. I'm not going to worry about 10 seconds.
Well, and
Yeah.
and it's not that big of a deal. I'm just saying that may be worth a try. Oh, it fixed it, but we'd rather have the animations,
Right.
Right.
and then we just know the answer and we move on our way.
Well, let's try the chat log for now. And because if I do turn off the animations, it'll have to reload again and Mike will have to go through the reload. And
Yeah, of course.
I'd rather do something like that at the beginning of the game before we start.
Trying
All
to
right.
get away from me? Is that the problem here?
Let me reload the description of the room now that the foe is gone. Let's see.
Oh, you didn't reset anything, right?
Nope. Why?
It just booted me out.
I did not reset anything. No.
Okay, well, trying to come back in.
I cleared the chat log and maybe who knows, Temmie will get rid of your panache. There we
Yeah.
go. So soft light illuminates several display cases in this vast room. This is obviously a temple. Once used to display books, the cases now stand smashed and empty. Along the curved northern wall stands a hideous, towering figure of a woman. The figure is composed of hundreds of portions of stitched together flesh from a variety of different creatures and draped in tattered, filthy sheets. The stench of rot from the statue fills even the large room. I probably should check.
I am not religious and I don't believe in deities, but we should really burn that nasty thing.
Did you see that?
What?
No, Gimbal, take 5. I used a potion.
Yeah. So when someone heals you, usually if they've got you targeted, you can actually click yourself. I don't know. Do you guys see that there's like 2 rows of damage
Actually,
buttons?
I should have only taken half that though, shouldn't I have?
Yep. So I'll give you
So I'll take 3 back off.
3 back off. Yeah. He's obviously got a disease. I need to write that down. I'll put it
Do
in
we
my.
have? Oh, actually, hold on then. Disease, huh?
That's right.
Go Troy, go Troy.
So the other thing that I'm hearing, there was a known problem with Monk's token bar that was patched about a month ago.
I do use Monk's token bars.
I know. But it was patched about a month ago. So if you haven't updated your modules in a while, that may be a thing to check too.
Yeah, I do update my modules before every game, so it's
Yeah.
probably not that.
Gimbal, do you have a potion of anti-plague?
Doubt it. But let me look.
I do think it's been a long time since we reset the chat log though, so that could be it.
I do not have a
That'd be awesome.
potion of anti-plague.
Okay. How do I start a trade?
You click on his token, then you go to the lower right corner where all the characters are, and if you see something that looks like, to me, it looks like a seatbelt buckle, but it's 2 hands shaking hands. So click on his token. You have to be like right next to each other, and then hit the 2 hands, and you'll get an item piles trading menu.
Do you see that, Arminius?
Hold on.
I do not see that either, unfortunately.
It's lower corner. Okay, look. I'm going to turn this damn minimal
Oh, there it is.
UI
Yep,
thing off.
yep. I got it.
The minimal UI served its purpose, but I think it's honestly more confusing because a lot of the bars are hidden.
Chuck, I'm going to PM you something
All right.
in Discord.
Okay.
One of the responses from somebody, because I'd sent him a list of the active modules that we have.
All right. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I definitely have active auras on.
And Armenius, do you see the chat?
Yep.
The trade?
Except.
I turn compendium
Perfect.
folders off.
So you-
Defred. Ooh, I got Defred's droppables. You know what? It might be worth. Well, I also have Eladriel's token tooltips. I have both of them on. Ooh, enhanced terrain layer. Okay, I'm gonna look at some of these. It might be worth.
So yeah, like I said, that's something to take a look at.
I cannot heal you of any other.
Yeah. So
That's the best
I mean, I can drink
Plus
this,
you-
before we rest for the evening, so that way when I make my save.
You'll be good tomorrow. Exactly.
Yeah.
You get a +2.
I wonder if I get rid of item piles, how that works. Okay, I may have, because item piles is what you guys are trading with right now. Yeah, I don't want to get rid of JB2A though. Hell, I pay like $5 a month for that. So merchant sheet is turned off. Ooh, multi-level tokens. I've got that on. It's up to you guys. If you guys want, I will do one quick round and turn a lot of these modules off and see if that helps. Because we do use token.
Yeah. I
The
mean,
problem
not a big
is-
deal for now.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll turn
none
these
of
off
this is,
quickly and
impacting our
next.
game to the point where we're like, oh my god.
Imboth, take half that.
I would say I've got at least half of
All
2/3.
right. So yeah, I can
on.
take 9.
I will say, and if your friend's listening, he mentions HUD token classic, I think. Let's see. What is it called?
That wasn't supposed to do that already. It said I used my anti-plague lesser. I mean, one way or the other, we know I get a +2 circumstance bonus when I make my
Correct.
save the next day.
Yep.
He says token action HUD classic, disable and uninstall this. But
Old and broken.
there's another one called token action core. And one of them works and one of them doesn't. In other words, one of them doesn't even make the icons appear. And I think it's the one that he said to disable. Oh, and I've got Demon Queen Awakens on too, and that's huge. So, oh man,
Well,
sequencer.
and we may be able to go through
Yeah,
and
gotta
because
leave
I have a lot of
sequencer
these
on.
same modules turned on in mine. And let's see if we're getting the same end turn issue.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of these I'd be willing to turn off, but I'm not willing to turn off automated animations, PF2, the JB2 Patreon collection, and sequencer, because that's what makes all the cool graphics. So if we get rid of those, you can kiss the graphics goodbye. And if I turn everything else off and we keep getting the lag, I would rather keep the animation. I mean, just as a DM.
Oh yeah. I don't
If
disagree,
you
and
guys
it's not that
outvote
big of an
me,
issue.
yeah, yeah. Because I mean, plus I pay money for it. I literally am paying.
Imboth, take half.
All right, so I can take 11.
But some of those were one of the ones I was thinking, like Defred's droppables. I was like, do I
Mhm.
really need that one? Combat
And
utility
like I said, let's
belt.
take a look and see what happens, because my game is next week. And like I said, I probably have a lot of those same ones turned on. And if we're not getting the
Right.
same issue on mine, then maybe we can figure out what the difference is in between.
Yep,
You
yep.
know?
Well, we'll try to get into another battle tonight before we call it, and maybe we'll see if the chat log thing fixed it too. So,
All right.
Imboth,
Well,
take half. Do you still need anything?
oh, is that Gimboth that takes the 17?
Well, he
God.
takes 8.
Yeah, well, Gimboth can heal himself.
I mean, that puts me up to 49. So,
Okay,
I mean, I
a
have
potion I
52
can give
total
you if you
possible,
want it.
but
I can give you a potion if you want it.
I
haven't
think
used
we're
any
okay where
yet.
I'm at the moment.
Okay.
I've already taken the lesser plague, so I'll get a +2 to my save throw the
Manana.
next day. I'm barely down any hit points at the moment, so I think we're okay.
You
All right.
definitely think you just dealt with probably the leader of the ghouls. You just get that feeling.
All right, I'm going to take a 10-minute rest while he's doing that and get my focus spell back.
All right.
Yep, I'll do the same.
How do we do a rest?
Yeah, because that was 30 minutes. So
How do you do what, Dave?
A rest, where is it?
Well, there is no short rest button because all a short rest does for you in Pathfinder 2 is it lets you get your focus point back. So if
Okay.
you take a short rest and you have a focus spell and you spend a focus point, you can go to your spells and you'll notice you have focus points. You can add focus points back to your character. That is about all you get for doing a 10-minute rest in this. If you do a long
Okay.
rest, if you look at your sheet, there's a thing that looks like a bed under your max hit points. That is when you do an overnight rest. And you click that, it resets all your spells. It gives you back however many hit points you get for sleeping. It's not like 5th edition where you get all your hit points back when you take a long rest. I think you get like 1 hit point per con bonus for an evening, for a night of sleep. So if you have a +4 con bonus, you get 4 hit points. I think times your level, right?
That
I
sounds
believe
right.
so, yeah. Shushni, I think Jeffrey's down hit points also.
is he? Sorry, I missed it.
Oh God, I got to change.
Oh
Why
yeah.
does Jeffrey's token say Jeffrey? I could have swore it said his other character name. Let me look.
I'm
God damn.
Yeah, I know I set it to have my character name.
Well,
But
okay, so there's tokens and there's prototype tokens. Tokens on the mat are tokens. They're copies of your prototype. But if you don't change the prototype token, which is the one in the actual PC list, it won't work. So I just updated your token in the other list. So as soon as he's done healing you, I will delete your current token and drag out a new one.
Take that heal. That could, yeah. That
well,
could,
thank you.
All right. So you're fully healed now. So I'm going to delete Jeffrey and I'm going to bring Roland back out on the table. There you go.
I was going to make a joke when I was introducing my character and call him Dolan.
That works. You guys must have a light source. Oh, Gimboth is the light source. What are you carrying a light? Gimboth?
Yeah, I carry torches with me because I have low light vision, but I do not have
Dark
dark
vision. Okay, so
Yeah.
the great thing is if your party ever gets separated in the dungeon, and those of you, it's really fun because you can't see shit, and you don't know if
Oh,
that person rubbing up against you is a friend or a foe. Okay, what's going on?
I just had a quick
Oh.
question. So you can't take half steps?
What do you mean?
Well,
no. It's
so, like,
5 foot or nothing.
if I want to move, I can't go move right here in between in the middle of the walkway.
Right? Yeah,
no.
it's grid based. You have to be in a square.
Well, yeah, but there are a lot of each square is divided into 4, and it made me think that we could take half
Those are
steps.
just the map squares. That's not the actual grid squares
Those are the
within
tiles.
Boundary.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's actually a mapping program called Dungeon Craft, I think, and I have it. It's a Patreon thing, and that's one of the tiles. That's one of the art tiles they use in that game. So I know these maps were all made using Dungeon Draft. It's a great program. If you ever want to make your own maps, Dungeon Draft. One of these days when you guys are over, I'll show you how it works. You just draw the rooms and it automatically does the walls for you. You pick pre-made walls and it does all the heavy lifting for you. So yeah, I know it's weird because you see the 4, but they do a really good job of making the grid fall on the lines. It's really frustrating if the grid wasn't exactly on top of those 4 squares and you were offset.
Yeah.
Okay, isn't it?
So what are y'all going to do anything else in this room?
We
You
need to
guys-
search this room.
Search
That's
this
what
room.
I started over here.
Yep.
Did
I'll-
anybody go
searching
ahead
the
and
room.
destroy the altar?
Those are blind
No.
checks.
Not yet.
Yep, it was blank.
So,
Shishni, where'd you throw it at?
before we actually destroy the altar, for those of my religious friends, is there a negative side to us doing so?
I can't see how there would be. Can I do a knowledge religion check?
Yes, you can. Now, this will be a blind roll. So when you
Okay.
do it, do it in the inventory.
Let
Make
me
sure you do it a
figure out
blind roll.
where my skills are.
And the reason for that is sometimes I may want you to know a piece of information and I can't give it to you if you
Yep.
obviously roll a 1. But if it's a blind roll, if I really want you to know, I can tell you. Or if I really
Blind
don't want you to know, I don't have to.
GM roll. Okay.
And so here is the reason that I ask.
Just go ahead and destroy
I
it.
want to make sure we don't destroy this and have an angry god come after us.
Yeah.
There is no gods. It's all right.
That's why I
number
said my
one,
religious people.
you say this is not a statue of any god that you're aware of. This is not a god. This is probably the statue of a very important mortal, but it's none of the gods that you've ever studied.
Okay.
Then I feel okay with have we passed anywhere any crypts or anything that we could actually bury this thing rather than destroying it?
I don't remember. You might have. But this is the
I don't
pieces of
think so. Remember, it was all library on this floor.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of whether there because just because this ghoul decided to set this thing up as its, quote unquote deity
Tasty treat.
doesn't mean that this wasn't a good person at one point that doesn't deserve a.
It may have been numerous good people since it's all this
It-
flesh set together.
It could have been. I mean, if not, then I think if we can find a way to burn the body rather than just messing up the altar and just leaving it as it is, I think that's going to be the right thing to do. But
someone
I'm open
point
for
somewhere else
suggestions.
on the map.
Yeah, I'm actually. If you guys expand out on the map, I'm pinging a place.
That was a scrivener's workshop. It's not a crypt.
Okay, never mind.
Did you think it looked like a crypt?
It kind of looked like a
Yeah,
crypt because, like, that's kind of a face.
that was where I got
A little bit.
thinking.
If you
That's
zoom way in,
disabled.
you could see like the ink pots and the quills.
This whole level is basically a large library. So
Okay.
yeah, you definitely did not encounter any kind of crypts on
Okay.
this level, at least not as of yet.
So
Yeah,
I mean,
so what are these
there is
things?
plenty of wood around us that we can build a pyre of sorts to be able to.
I go down
Take
here
care
and
of
grab all this
this.
wood here.
I don't know for sure, but with just I guess with just the right prayers and just to send the dead off, it would be respectful enough, even if this is if this was someone good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, remember, it's not a single person. This is made up of the bodies of multiple people.
I'll say, and honestly, that's fine and fair, and really, at
Not
the end
all
of the day,
them human.
I personally don't care that much. I just want to make sure that the actions that we take aren't going to cause ghosts or ghouls or liches or anything like that to come after us.
I mean, the bits of flesh look like they're harvested from maybe Morlocks, monsters, even other ghouls.
I leave it to my medical folks to determine what the best way of us moving this forward is.
I
Just burn it.
love this piece of text in the DM script.
The rotting statue looks ominous, but is inanimate for now. No, that's a little bit creepy, huh? You're like, ooh,
So,
for now, huh?
so you build a pyre. Is that what I get in this room? And you,
Burn, baby, burn.
Yeah,
so do
because
you,
I
okay.
mean I think right where it is, we could go and get some of the wood that has been smashed around in the areas, benches, what have you, throw
There's
them
a
on there
smash
and be able
table in the
to
next room down.
light
Look where
this.
Troy's clicking. Look where Troy's clicking.
Oh
There's
yeah,
the remains of a table. That's more than enough wood.
There's also
I figured that
wooden
was the
benches
remains
right
of a
here in these
bookcase, but either
alcoves.
way,
All right. So to make a long story short, you spend about an hour and you burn the sucker down,
Hooah.
which means that this will never happen.
yes, Gimboth
Good.
has made the right choices.
I did not notate the area. So, all right. So the statue is gone. Good job. The room starts to smell better, but first it smells worse.
Yeah, it's going to
While
be
you're putting
smoky and hazy in here, and unless there's anywhere for that smoke to go up, it's going to kind of fill the room, and I think we're going to want to exit stage left.
Okay,
Now,
Shushni, you're doing the search. So here's the rule the way I do searches. I think I may have said this in Kingmaker. When you search, it's assumed that you're searching the square you're in and each square within 5 feet of you. So you're actually searching 9 squares. Shushni basically just searched
The little
all
alcove.
a whole alcove and a couple of squares outside and finds nothing of interest. No traps, no secret doors, no secret compartments.
Now, are those lights actually beaming down on like those display cases or whatever those may have been?
Yes, it looks like at one time there was magic. Maybe they were lit from the inside by magical lights, and the magic on the lights is slowly failing, but that's why they're kind of throbbing.
I'd like to take a look
yeah.
through the display cases. Myself on one and Argentarian on the other.
All right, just make blind perception checks.
And I'll do some detect magics on those also, see if it.
Okay.
I'm sure, like you just said, there's probably no new magic other than the fading magic that from the lights, right?
The lights are magical, the staff is magical, any magic you guys have, and that's the only magic in the room. Where the statue was, there is no remnants of magic.
Roger that.
Neither Roland nor Argentarian find anything of interest. Anything that might have once been here appears to have been stolen. All that's left is broken glass, and well, she's got like body parts and stuff in here. I mean, she uses them as holding for the parts that she was building this statue.
All right.
Anyone searching anywhere else or doing anything else in this room?
Did you want to go check the other alcove, Chusney, or
I can. I just
and
move slow because it's not letting me drag my token.
Let's see. All right. Well, you do discover something here. Everybody focus on that alcove because something cool is about to happen. I mean, not,
The one that Shishni's in?
yes, but I want to see how this works for you guys.
Green light? Green light?
I will
Green
tell
light?
you, these guys know that like there was a bridge that collapsed. They do have animations built into some of this stuff, where it'll actually do cool
Which was
animation.
really cool.
And it made noises too. David's needs to be there. There you go. Okay, hold on. It's supposed to be. Okay, I have a damn module. Oh, it's shift, I think. Okay, what is it that reveals? Hold on, let me check my module. There's a secret door there. Let's see. Doors, doors, doors. Let's see. I got a thing called smart doors, I think, or something like smart doors. Let's see. I thought. So how do you open? Okay, hold on. Smart door. Smart door Foundry VTT. Alt left click. That's what I thought. Damn it. Okay, hold Alt down and left click. There it is. Boom. There's a door there. He finds a door and it's particularly well hidden. None of the ghouls appear to note it. It doesn't look like it's been opened in a while. There you go.
No, it's not locked.
Here we go. The walls of this small room have built-in bookshelves. I do want to make sure it wasn't supposed to be locked. The walls of the small room have built-in shelves. Books line the shelves to the north and south, while a stack of loose scrolls sits on the shelf to the west. A single chair and a small writing desk sit in the middle of the room. All right, so
So, Brontava, is that what your name is?
Yeah.
Okay.
okay. Is this
And rolling. Okay.
Is this a magical item? It is, so I'm going to. The one thing they didn't do is they didn't unidentify anything. Everything is automatically identified. I don't think that would need to be unidentified, so we'll leave that alone. Okay, and we'll leave that alone. And we'll leave that alone because none of that stuff is magical. All right, so
A secure collection.
I wanted to make sure it wasn't already in the room. Belcora kept her most valuable and significant books in the large chamber to the east, but she stores everything involving her work on Gauntlet in the Abomination vaults here. These resources have remained here since her demise, since the ghouls do not know the room exists. You find some stuff. You find a large book on the northern shelf is a large journal that focuses largely on Belcora's hatred of Absalom. So that is Belcora's journal. I don't think it gives you any information about it, but let's see.
Nope.
Nope. But you just let me know when you spend some time reading it, and I'll give you the 511 on it. There's also a stack of loose papers and scrolls containing a wealth of information about the Gauntlet. And
Definitely gonna read on that.
yep, I will. Once you've read all that, I will reveal that information to you. There's also
Here, I'll move in so you got somebody else can come in and look at this stuff.
yeah, this is the room you've been waiting to find. The folio containing several esoteric diagrams is sandwiched between several books on teleportation on the north shelf. The folio details Belcora's series of linked teleportation circles to quickly move around the Abomination vaults, and it notes the importance of using the Awaken Portal ritual to activate them should time or mischance deplete them of power. The Awaken Portal
Hey.
ritual is included within the pages. So remember,
Yay!
you found a couple of, think of it as an elevator, but
Yep.
it's not a real elevator because it's not lined up, but there are rooms on every level that you can teleport between to quickly go from level to level. The portal ritual is in here. The largest book in the room on the southern shelf is a rare text called the Whispering Reeds. This
Is
magical
that the
book,
unusual object
I
that's not identified?
think that is, yeah, the unidentified.
Yeah. Just wanted to stop you before you gave us too much.
But I will show you a picture of what it looks like. That's what it looks like.
I will zap off detect magic just to make sure that if that
Re
book or anything else is
Can you like put detect magic in the text so I can read it real quick?
absolutely.
All right.
Arcana or occultism, Chuck,
To what? Well, right now he's
to
just
identify
detecting
it?
magic.
No,
Right
to
now
identify it.
oh, okay. Let's see.
Presence of magic. So
Occultism.
Yeah, it's something we can take a look at too.
What is Shushni trying to do? Identify it?
Yep.
Let me look at detect magic real quick.
Sorry.
quit
You did.
opening and closing doors.
The
I love the
door.
sound. Basically, at first level, you send out a pulse that registers the presence of magic. It doesn't tell you anything else.
Exactly.
This thing glows very strong. I mean, it's the brightest glow you've ever seen on any magic item in your life. But by the way, to carry it or use it, it requires both hands.
Okay.
Let's see.
So I tell everybody, yeah, you might want to be careful of the big book. It almost blinded me when I detected magic.
Blinded by the light.
What was the title in the big book, or was there one?
The Whispering Reeds. Somebody can make there's history, right? Or you can make well, let's see. That was a pretty good occultism check. Let's see what you rolled on the dice.
I could
15.
also do academia lore.
I want to say it'd
Um,
be kind of some kind of lore check.
let's see. Yeah, make an academia
Or
lore check.
I don't think, because I don't think it'd be a society check.
Definitely not society. It's academia lore.
Okay.
Academia lore or occultism?
Would library lore be of any use here?
Yes, because it's a book for sure. Go for it. Just make sure it's a blind check.
yep.
Yeah, it's different counter.
And then I will step out of the room so somebody else can come in. Just let me know if I was able to identify it, Chuck.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. All right. Let's. So here you go. Oh, add GM notes. That's pretty cool. Let me see. Let's do this. I will copy. Can I copy that? Here's the basics of what you know. This hefty tome was compiled centuries ago by an anonymous author who sought to collect all parables, myths, stories, and encounters with the outer goddess Nimbaloth. Nimbaloth. Outer goddess is like a Lovecraftian it's like strange aeons times a million. I mean, it's the outer gods are creatures that live between the darkness between the stars, and they are creatures that, I mean, your greatest fear isn't death, but going mad. They have lots of tentacles. They're the size of cities, and they're horrible things. They're the kind of things that haunt your dreams. They're like nightmares given life. According to the introduction, the author's original intent was to create a work that the foes of the empty death could use to fight against her influence. But as one reads through the book, it becomes apparent that the opposite effect has been achieved. By compiling these stories, the author inadvertently generated a work that makes it easier for Nimbala to influence the world. Those who venerate the empty death seek copies of this book to use as a guide and religious text. The empty death is what one of her many names. While those while those who don't know better and peruse the book as though it were merely an anthology of stories, find themselves unwittingly falling prey to Nimbala's cult or agents of the entity herself. Those who study from the Whispering Reeds for too long are often cursed to rise as ghosts after death, though their existence never lasts for long, as they are inevitably consumed by Nimbaloth. Um, Basically, you understand the dangers of this book. If a character takes special care, they could potentially use the Whispering Reeds for its original purpose as a weapon against the cult of Nimbaloth. But using the text too often or leveraging some of its more powerful effects causes the user to feel an ominous chill. Um, Basically, it is an artifact. So yes, it is an artifact. Um, it's a 10th level artifact, so it's not like uber in the world powerful, but this is an extremely evil, extremely dark, and extremely rare artifact. So in most ways, it's probably priceless. You can't really put a price on an artifact.
But in other ways, it's worthless.
Yeah, but you get a feeling that you could do mighty magics with it, but you also get a feeling that it could also be like drawing an ace of spades in a deck of many things. It could totally fuck your character. It is a really powerful item.
Yep.
So I will not demystify it because you would have to take the time. You would have to go to a library and do serious research to figure out how to use it. And that is not without its risk. So I will leave it at that for now. But
So
yeah,
who's gonna take it?
It's more now. That's more of a divine thing then,
it's a cult.
or
It's an
occult.
occult. Yeah.
Yeah. So
When you think, I know when you think of Cthulhu, you
I
think
can.
of gods, but it's occult gods. It's
Gotcha.
hidden secret stuff.
I'll-
Gods
Okay.
of secrets.
I
I'll,
can keep it.
I'll take it.
Oh, you want it? Okay. No problem.
Vegetarian over here would be know the best way to keep would have some ideas to keep help keep this safe.
Yep. Sounds good.
Yeah, you definitely don't want this
I
book
just
falling
don't
into
want
the
to
wrong
leave.
hands. Yeah.
Right. I just don't want to leave it here for somebody else to find.
But it's sort of like the monkey's paw. There's a part of you that as you're touching it and you're handling it, you're like,
How do I? I'm sorry. How do I take the book or the
Just
Is it the
click on
Drag
it
it.
and drag it.
it's just
Okay.
like an item pile. You go up to it and I'm gonna try to turn off item piles after the game's over, because that guy seemed to act like you don't need it anymore. That Pathfinder 2 has its own kind of version of item piles, so we'll see how it works.
Gotcha.
Yep. I mean, it either does or it doesn't. I mean,
Yeah, worst case scenario, I do what I used to do, and I put a token out there and drop the loot on it, and you can take it from loots.
mhm.
Exactly. All right. So I did take the blueprints and the folio. So
Yeah, someone will want to write in your notes that you have all that stuff, and next time you camp, you may want to take the extra time to learn it all. Um, you would have gotten another action point about 30 minutes ago. It's almost 9 o'clock. unfortunately will not probably get into another combat tonight. We just so David and Jeffrey knows, we usually try to stop around 9. Sometimes it takes us a little while to wind down, but since we play every 2 weeks, it's a little different than Kingmaker where we only play once every 4 or 5 weeks. But we try to get a 2.5 to 3.5 hour game in. But we could go a little further if you guys want. You still haven't completed the level.
Yeah.
Well, we
sorry.
had some big changes this week, so I
You
mean,
did. You did. Oh yeah. Remember, you might want to go to this room that your friend is still waiting.
the
Still
demon.
haven't found. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
we
no,
haven't.
that was the thing made of wood.
No, I meant the demon that somebody made a deal with, but then that person died. So
Yeah. Well, and you. Yeah, the devil. You know. Oh, that's true. The guy who made the deal died, didn't they? All right.
yes, he did.
Yep.
All right. Shimmy, I'm almost done. Okay, I'm almost done. Chill the fuck out, will you? And I'm also gonna, when I turn stuff off, I'm also gonna turn minimal UI off. I know you guys like it in it because it clears up the screen, but I think it may also be a problem. So I don't know. I may leave that one on. We'll see.
Which one?
Minimal UI. It's the one that makes everything collapse when it's not being used,
Oh, okay.
and that's why you were having trouble finding the
The trade.
loot pile thing. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Let me make sure my teleport thing still works. It does. All right. I mean, as far as you guys know, the only things you have left on this level, well, obviously there was a room off of the room with the devil that you never got to explore. They ran into a devil and they made a deal with the devil. Um, there's still 1 or 2 secret doors you missed, but I'm not going to tell you where those are. And you never went to the far end of this hall, but I think other than that, I think you've got this level complete.
Oh yeah.
Did we go down this hall? I can't remember.
That's the stairs going down. That's where you saw the ghostly light go.
Okay.
So whatever the ghostly light is, it's leading you somewhere, and that's the stairway the ghostly light choose to use.
Gotcha.
Because you guys have come across about 3 or 4 sets of stairs, 3 or 4 ways going down.
Yep.
One of them's not even a set of stairs; it's a tunnel. So
So, what do you guys think? Go try to explore that northern passage again?
Where the golem was. Oh yeah, yeah, because we had other doorways up there, right? Yep,
yep.
that is the place to
I
go.
believe so.
I leave you all in the dark.
It's all right. I see in the dark.
I'm here.
How do I hold a torch?
So do you
So-
have torches on you?
Yes.
Okay, so if you right click on your token, you should see something that looks like a torch, like at 11 o'clock. You should be able to click on that and it will turn a torch on. There you go.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And then you just want to make sure you lower your inventory by 1.
Exactly. And remember that one of your hands is occupied holding a torch in a combat situation. All right.
Yeah, I always just assume that when we go into combat, we drop the damn thing.
Drop it. Yep.
That works too. All right. So I believe you have 2 doors that you have not explored yet.
Yep. And I will go ahead
Wow,
and
this is lagging bad for me.
check this door.
Yeah. Well, like I'm saying, I'm hoping turning off the modules will make a difference. I think it's version 11. I think version 11 really does not work with a lot of the existing modules. But like this guy said on Tim's friend list, you probably don't really need them anyway because most of them aren't even Pathfinder 2 compatible. Let's see. Gimboss listening at that door. The door does not appear to be locked, and You hear no sounds.
Alrighty. Opens the door. It looks like a rough tunnel.
Hey, Chuck, can you move me over there with them?
Yeah, hold on. Let's see. Where are you? Okay.
It's showing the lines where I'm trying to move, but
Well, there
Let's
now you're moving.
oh,
Yeah,
nice.
I'll move you up into the hall. There you go.
Thank you.
Okay, so let me put for some reason my languages are keep flipping too, which is really annoying the hell out of me. I don't know what's causing that either, but let's do this. The walls of this room are only partially completed and bear the telltale marks of chisels and picks. Discarded stone working tools lie against the unfinished walls.
So if I come in and kind of look around in here, and I want to search a little bit, is there anything that it seems like has happened here? Disturbed stones, things like that that may indicate that there is stuff's going on.
It looks like that you can see some partially finished walls. It looks like this was going to be another wing of the library that got started but never got finished.
All right, so it's just it just looks like they had started it and then they're like, nah, we're done. Yeah.
Correct.
I will come back out and go to the other door then.
Anyone else doing anything else? Oh, Troy's doing his. Yes, Troy, something is glowing magical. Oh, damn it. Hold on, it's mystified. There we go. It's a pick, but it glows magical, an unusual pick.
All right, I will pick it up and go from there.
All right.
Ba-dum-bum.
And I say, hey, this is a magical weapon. If somebody can use a pick, I don't know if I can or not.
Yeah. A pick
Whenever I'd try to use a pick, my mom would always slap my hand.
Pick is a martial weapon, one-handed common. So did someone pick it up?
I grabbed it, and I can always trade it to somebody if they need to, if they want
All
it.
right. All right.
If no one else can use it, I can bind it to Argentarian.
All right. Gamboth, what are you doing at this door? Let's see.
I was waiting for everybody to kind of finish up there, and then I'm going to check the door.
Okay.
Make sure that it's not locked or obviously trapped.
It's weird as you're putting kind of your ear up against the door feels extremely warm. Very, very hot, almost hot enough to burn, but you don't hear anything, or the door does not appear to be trapped from what you could tell.
All right, well, everyone, this door is strangely warm. I'm going to open the door, but I would recommend all of you go up into the room that we had just opened. Just in case some kind of magic decides to try to come on through, I'd like it not to have a whole line of us here. I opened the door and that room caves in.
Did you open the door? I didn't hear the sound.
I have not opened the door. No, it was a joke. I told everybody to go up into the carved out room. I opened the door and that carved out room just caves in. I killed them all.
And actually, here, I come up to you and say, well,
Boo.
It's really warm, right?
It's really warm.
Just because I have it. I'm going to cast resist energy on you. So now you have gain basically energy resist 5 for fire.
You should be able to drag that onto
I dragged it
itself.
onto myself.
Did it ask you what kind of energy?
It did.
Cool.
Spell effect. Resist energy. Fire.
And he put ice.
And then I
All
walk
right.
away.
Last
Somebody
10
close
minutes.
the door.
We close the door, so we don't know what happens.
All right.
What are you laughing
I'm going to open the
about,
door.
You laughing because they closed the door?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Uh,
exactly what you wanted us to do. No.
Yeah, you said to go up into the room. I just didn't want the fireball to come shooting out and blow into the room here where we all are.
all right. The air in this room feels blisteringly hot, although the source of the heat isn't apparent. Neither the wooden barrel containing a few iron scoops nor the metal bin with a hatch-like lid seems to be the source.
I'm going to go ahead and walk on in.
All right, let's see.
You didn't hear any explosions, right, guys?
They haven't heard
I
any
didn't.
yet.
I didn't hear anything.
All
I was
right.
going to say, let's go then.
I can't. Somebody pause the game.
I'm pausing the game.
Yeah, let's see.
Bad news for Tim.
Don't worry about this, Tim. I'm doing the roll automatically. All right. Okay. No detection. All right. Not surprised. Okay. So as you walk into the room, as you enter the room, let's see.
The door slammed shut, and the door becomes a wall. I am teleported into the healing realm.
Into the healing realm. Well, wait a minute. What's your intelligence score?
Well, we don't have an intelligence, but I'm a +2.
All right. Yeah, it doesn't do much good to give them a stat if you're, well, okay, so 16 is +3.
Yeah, you
I'm gonna
figure
say
that's 14 or
14.
15
14,
Yeah,
15.
okay.
based on
As-
conventional stuff.
As you enter the room, all of a sudden the hatch atop the haunted furnace flips open. I hate the fact that they say that. The hatch atop the furnace flips open and disgorges a pair of shrieking, burning ghosts. And let's see. As you enter the room, burning ghosts appear from the furnace, exposing you to the burn knowledge effect. So I will request that you make, there's a save request in the chat box. Okay.
It was a decent roll.
It was a decent roll. It is not a crit success. Oh, well, I'm not going to tell you. What are you going to do? Are you going to take that roll or are you going to bump it?
I'm going to take it.
All right. I asked you that. And then if it is a success and you do choose to bump it and you end up, then it would be a critical success. Then you'd have to spend 2 points or you
Mhm.
couldn't do it. So let's see. You failed, but you did not critically fail. So hold on. You were stupefied 1 for 24 hours.
Cool.
Stupefied 1
Your
for 24
thoughts and
hours.
instincts are
But
clouded.
the question
Stupefied
is,
always
did any of
includes a
us notice
value.
that?
You take a
Maybe-
status
maybe
penalty equal
not,
to this value on
because
intelligence, wisdom,
is-
and charisma-based checks and DCs,
It is
including will
9.
saving throws, spell attack rolls, spell DCs, and skill checks that use these ability scores.
Yes, everyone. Tim does sound like he's on the radio.
Is that because he's on the radio?
Are you
Well,
streaming?
I'm a streamer. I used to
He's
be
a
on the radio.
Did you used to be on the radio, Tim? Did you used to be a
I did.
DJ?
I was not a
You never-
DJ. I was an AM news anchor and producer.
You never told me that before.
I've told everybody
Yes,
that
you did.
before, but
Okay.
I've slept since then, so I
You
probably
didn't
forgot.
tell me before. I'm just kidding.
I've not told you guys before
The
because
whole group
today is my first day meeting you.
Jeffrey, I'm just curious. I'm reading your thing that you sent me. Do you actually ask your Eidolon questions?
I can
Because it almost sounds like you're deferring to your Eidolon, and I always thought your Eidolon was a creation of you. In other words, it's slave to you, not the other way around. But the fact
I'll
that
I'll explain at least what I'm envisioning for this later.
okay, we can talk about it later. His answer would be, oh yeah, you're gonna need to explain to me later.
Okay.
I can't answer that question until I know more about what, because there's obviously backstory involved in this, and I don't remember you telling me what your backstory is.
Yeah, I
So,
didn't get to that. Apologies.
right. So, yeah, I can't answer that question until I know what the backstory is.
Okay.
So, right now, to be determined. This is obviously a haunt encounter. I don't know if David and Jeffrey have run into a haunt yet in Kingmaker. A haunt is, for anyone that doesn't know, is basically it combines a trap and an undead encounter kind of in one. It's a haunted, but it's almost like a trap. It has to be disabled or defeated. It is an encounter that's going to last for a while, so we're going to end the game there. I'm going to make a note that the trap was triggered or the haunt was triggered and it did its initial effect, but we will roll initiative at the beginning of the next game and we'll resolve the haunt.
Fantastic.
And then
What you're
you're
telling
done.
me is that for the next 2 weeks, I'm a little bit dumber than normal.
Well, or we can run it. We can run it
No,
if
we're
you
good.
guys want.
No,
I
no,
mean,
that's good.
okay.
No, we're good. It's late
All right.
enough. I know for you guys.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna make some notes, but well, Jeffrey and David, there you have it. You were here for a major find, for a single badass combat, and for the last room of the level that you're aware of. So next game we'll finish with this in 2 weeks, and then you guys can decide if you're going back to town, if you're going to do some research, because remember, there was a library here where you could do research, and there are rules for the research, but you guys said you'd come back to it later. That was about 5 games ago, so you probably have forgotten. But Pathfinder does have robust research rules where it's almost like fighting a monster, but you're trying to break the library's armor class and hurt its hit points, and the lower its knowledge points go, the more you learn. So there was a library here that you decided to, because you had just entered the level and you didn't want to really get delayed. So we can do research next game, or you guys can immediately go to the next level, or you can go back to town. You guys have all sorts of choices. You guys can talk about it in Discord between now and then if you want, but
Might
welcome
I
to
recommend that we
welcome
defeat the
to the
hunt
game.
first?
Well, yes, that is a necessity.
I vote.
So
I vote research. I think we
Is it
right
a
here in this little room.
necessity? I mean, we're all fine. We can
yeah,
just leave.
I would assume somebody will eventually open the door to find out
Nah,
what happened.
Not till we're done researching.
We're not a
You-
cat.
you're-
It's not like we're
You're in
curious.
a room that's partially carved out at the moment. There's not any research really to do.
I don't know
Somebody's
if you
going to
guys
get bored.
remember, but there's another
That's
room
all
you
these
never
kids do.
finished. There's another room you went into and left almost immediately that also had a haunt in it. There's been a
Yep.
lot of haunts on this
Yep.
level. So there's a haunt that you haven't dealt with yet in another room on this level. There's the devil, and then there's the wood golem, and then and like I said, there might be some rooms you missed, but otherwise you're done with this level. So, and after this battle. So Gimboth has triggered the Vengeful Furnace Hunt.
Vengeful furnace.
Sweet.
And suffered
Stupefy.
Degree burns and stupefy.
the initial burn knowledge effect.
Yeah, burn knowledge, not burn self.
That's coming up next. Because the temperature in the room definitely went up when these burning ghost things came out.
Yeah, thankfully I have resistance 5 to fire. Just remember, anytime you attempt to cast a spell, Well stupefied. The spell
Poor-
is disrupted.
Poor
Unless
Tim.
you succeed at a flat check with a DC equal to 5 plus your stupefied value.
Poor Tim also has ghoul fever.
Yep.
Yeah, but
You guys
most of
can't
the
open the
time,
door yet either, can you? As long as the game's paused.
Correct.
Nope.
I
disease
love
is burned off by heat. That's why you get a fever. Therefore,
it.
this should be curing my ghoul fever. Doctored.
So one more question. Vote. Do you guys really love the? Did I put stupefied 24 hours? I need to do that. Do you guys really like the minimum UI, or are you willing to let me turn it? Do you think it's worth it to try turning it off as one of the things?
Try turning it off.
Maybe help slipping.
Turn it off. Yeah.
I will turn it off. All right. Obviously, David and Jeffrey don't know what it looks like without the minimum UI because that's all
Yeah.
they've seen. So
Yeah.
I need to put the note in there that you're stupefied for 24 hours. Stupefied 1. That's a song by Disturbed. Stupefied.
Yep.
Yes, it is.
So Jeffrey, David, what do you think? From one
Uh,
game.
Logging out of the game.
yeah.
You don't need to
That's
log
fine.
out on this one, but
I know. In other words, hit that little X.
It's totally different than Kingmaker, even though it's the same. The rule system's the same, but this is a true dungeon crawl. It's going to be a lot more combats.
all right, everyone, and that is going to do
not
it
as many
for me
subsystems,
this
very
evening.
straightforward,
I
but
hope you
it's fun,
enjoyed
and this module will
our
take you all the way to level
Strange
10. I mean, I'll
Aeons
just tell you
game.
there's 10 levels to this thing. so.
Next Wednesday,
Said this
it
dungeon
will
is
be
10 levels
back
deep,
to
so
Bloodlords,
This'll give us
which is
plenty of hours
the
of fun. Is everybody
Pathfinder
out?
second
Well, I'm
edition
about to
game that
start turning off
I
modules.
am
You're
the
more than
GM
welcome to hang
for.
out, but don't be
So I hope
surprised
you'll
if
come and check it
the
out.
screen does
You
weird
get-
shit.
I will be back
we get
again
kicked
tomorrow.
out.
Tomorrow is Thursday, which is,
All
of
right, gentlemen,
course,
I'm out.
Stompy Mech Night.
Yeah, as soon as
All
I
right,
get
Mike, you
So
have yourself a
come
good
on
night
in
then, all
and
right?
join
See you
in
next
for
week.
some Stompy Mech action. We'll be back to
What are we
reading
doing next week,
Heir
by the way?
to
Is
the
that
Dragon.
Tim's
Arminius, is that yours?
game.
Okay.
That's Tim's game.
Have
Yeah,
a
baby.
wonderful evening, everybody, and I'll see you
I'll
all
try to be
soon.
here. I'll be on vacation, so I may be